Bullpen dogs. You watch all those young guys down there, really.
Hey, all the way over here, the laptop. Acknowledge me, please. Hey, there you go.
I've never seen media members more excited and joyful for one player than they were for then Ron Artest at the end of Game 7.
Ron Artest, as we all know, is a very emotional guy. But he had a rough year, and he had a rough couple of years when he came to LA.
It's Game 7. Somebody had to seize a moment because it just was not going to be Kobe's night.
Kobe was struggling in that seventh game. I think he was just trying too hard. This was his dream to beat the Celtics.
Ryan Smith, top shot. Let's go again.
So for Kobe to give Ron Artest the ball,
Ron Artest gives second three-pointer. Now on the truck.
for Artest to come through with his biggest game of the year just meant so much to him. Because not only had they won, but he had contributed.
Press conference afterwards where he just took over and the press immediately knew we don't even ask him.
So, I'm blessed. And I totally forgot the question you asked.
Setting up the whole thing, talking about how the Zen Master Phil Jackson was talking to him telepathically.
And Phil didn't appreciate it to the earth. But he's the headmaster, so he can speak to you, you know? He can speak to you, and you don't need a microphone, just get him, shoot.
The great thing about Ron or Meta, he's screaming, Kobe, pass me the ball. He passed me the ball. How many other Lakers would have the guts to make that statement in front of microphones at the NBA Finals?
And he trusted us, and he made us feel so good, and he passed me the ball. He never passed me the ball.
You know, it was the first time someone joked about Kobe not passing the ball, which we do it in a fun way and actually laugh at it. It was the first time that ever happened.
And he passed me the ball. Kobe passed me the ball, and I shot a three.
Everybody knew just how badly Ron wanted this championship and wanted to prove that he was worthy of being part of an organization like the Lakers. We need more personalities like Ron Artest, Meta World Peace. He's very charismatic. He has fun. He can laugh at himself.
Where's Ron? Ron was with Kobe. Shout out the sons with Kobe, so we hurt.
And it all just burst out in this amazing press conference that honestly, I still every once in a while go to YouTube and just check it out. I ever just want to feel happy.
You saw a man and a player who was just living and enjoying the moment. Those are the moments that I love watching the sport because it's pure raw emotion. It's just so cool.
And he passed me the ball. Kobe passed me the ball, and I shot a three.
Up next, will be the #1 Lakers-Celtics rivalry moment. The Lakers breakthrough in 1985.
What that 85 team did was unmatched.
Or perhaps the most famous baby hook shot in NBA history.
The thing I love about the skyhook is that it was a brave shot.
The answer is next.
Anyone home? And here I see. How's it going, honey? There's a lot to take care of. More sympathy cards. Your mom is well. I hope you know how grateful she was to have you. I know. Speaking of grateful, what is it? It's a check from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company. Mom's life insurance. Life insurance. So soon, just like they said, my sister, always looking out for her family. I can still hear her. I don't want my bills to be your problem. This check will help a lot.
If you're age 45 to 85, you can't be turned down for up to $25,000 in life insurance from United of Omaha. Policies start at just $6.38 a month, and benefits could be paid in as little as 24 hours.
How did she qualify? You know, with her health issues. With these policies, health issues don't matter. She was so relieved.
Policies are available with no health questions, no medical exam, no blood tests.
I just assumed life insurance would be way over my budget. No one kept a tighter budget than mine. If she can manage the rates, you can too. But did her rates go up every year? Nope. There's a rate lock built into the policy.
Policies start at just $6.38 a month. Your rate is locked in for life. The cost of a funeral can be $9,000 or more. With one call, you can give your loved ones the protection they need to help pay these costs. And unlike some policies, benefits are payable from the first day.
Mom just felt better knowing we have help, and I couldn't be more grateful. You should call your 911 mom. I guess I'll never stop living for my big sister.
Don't put off life insurance. Call United of Omaha today.
Call 800-910-7823. You can't be turned down. Call today to lock in your rates. 800-910-7823. That's 800-910-7823.
The Lakers are the heart and soul of our home.
Whenever you look in this town, that's the team.
And now, and for generations, a family tradition that keeps the legacy alive. This incredible place with all these incredible people.
Connected by one love, one team.
The 2025-2026 Los Angeles Lakers on Spectrum Sports Network. The heart of our city beats here.
Mom was always organized, but she started forgetting to pay her bills on time. And she'd buy the same gifts over and over. Telling the girls about my Alzheimer's diagnosis was really hard. At first we had our prize, but then we were like, okay, let's make a plan. Early detection gave us time to adapt together. It's so important for you to think about what you can do and making the most of what you have.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
We're down to the top two moments in Lakers Celtics rivalry. Number 2, the 1985 championship. Before 1985, the Lakers had faced off against Boston in the NBA Finals an astounding 8 times, but had lost every single final. The Lakers had a 3-2 series lead going into Game 6, but no team in NBA history had ever beaten the Celtics in a championship game at the Boston Garden.
In the 68-69 season, which of course capped off with the Lakers lost Game 7 at the Forum, Jerry West, the Finals MVP, still the only guy ever to do it on a losing team. So here we are, it's 16 years later. We're coming off this gut-wrenching loss in 7 games to the Celtics.
After they beat us in 84, the first game of 1985 was the Memorial Day loss, 148 to 114. And I thought, you know what? They just haven't.
We got beat really bad. People giving up. There's only game 1. People have given up on the Lakers.
With that 85 team, they would say, enough.
There's just so much losing you can take. Eventually you gotta break through.
Well, it's winning time. It's time to go back and win. We got an opportunity. We have what we need.
That was the one thing that Pat Riley kept pushing and motivating us to do is to play our game. Don't let teams disrupt you or take you out of what you want to do. And champions are going to play the way they're supposed to play.
In Game 5, the Lakers found their sizable lead chipped down to 4 late in the fourth quarter. Pat Riley called a timeout and reset the Lakers' offense. Magic and Kareem responded by extending the lead. And the Lakers went on to win Game 5, 120 to 111.
It's so many dramatic moments that you couldn't bring together.
And a very pleasant good afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen, from the Boston Garden, where the Los Angeles Lakers hope to achieve something they have never done. The Los Angeles Lakers, by winning 2 of 3 at home in the new format of the NBA, have achieved a 3-2 advantage. They want to stifle the Celtics here today and be crowned the 1985 World Champion.
Everybody picked their games up. I know I did a better job offensively. Byron Scott did a better job. But it was our defense. We started playing them as a whole instead of breaking them down as individuals.
Beating your rival, that's what the game is all about. Pressure, it's all what you make it. Pressure plus pipes or mixed diamonds. It's one or the other. And we had a lot of diamonds in there. That's good.
In 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, the Lakers are the world champions.
It had been a long uphill struggle for the Lakers to get to a point where they could say they beat their arch rival, the Boston Celtics, in the finals in Boston.
The Lakers are winning it. 3 in 6 years. LA erupts to Boston and wins the world title.
So huge that they came back, with Magic, with Kareem, with Ford, with all those guys. actually beat the Boston Celtics as a group. It's a huge thing to have on the resume.
We were representing, all those guys who never won. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Wilt Chamberlain.
We came here and got it out of Boston. I took it, came right in the backyard, took it to the
After beating them there, going back to the hotel and celebrating in their city, that made it even sweeter.
Now the time is back. In LA, party for everybody in LA. We have a party for us, and we are us.
It is the single greatest moment I have ever had as a Laker fan.
It was the greatest moment. It was the first time the Lakers team had ever beat the Celtic team in a 7-game series.
1984 and 85 was when the rivalry went from Celtics on top, Lakers on the bottom, and flipped. The Lakers became the dominant team in the rivalry.
And the Lakers finally broke through, finally dispelled the jinx that was against the Celtics, and everybody felt okay. We finally got rid of that jinx. Now we can move on.
This is removed the most odious sentence in the English language. It can never again be said that the Lakers have never beaten the Celtics.
What more can you ask for now?
Nothing, just win some more championships. That's it.
Coming up next,
It was thanks for coming, drive safely, and good night.
the #1 moment of the Lakers-Celtics rivalry. The promise of this nation should extend to all, from New York to New Mexico, from Alaska to Alabama. But right now, people like you are losing their freedoms. Some in power are suppressing voting rights, banning our kids' books from libraries, and attacking our right to make private health care decisions. We must act now to defend these freedoms and protect our democracy. And we can't do it without you. We're the American Civil Liberties Union, and we're asking you to join us in protecting our democracy at the national level and in communities like yours. Call or go online to myaclu.org to become a guardian of liberty today. Your gift of just $19 a month, only 3 cents a day, will help ensure that together we can continue to fight for the freedoms of all Americans, no matter your zip code. If you also believe in the right to vote, the right to free speech, the right to learn, the right to bodily autonomy, please join us now.
These are your fundamental rights that people are playing with. And so you need to get involved, because if you don't, then someone else is going to decide whether or not you get to choose what happens to your own body.
So please call or go to myaclu.org and become an ACLU Guardian of Liberty for just $19 a month. When you use your credit card, you'll receive this special We the People t-shirt and more to show you're part of a movement to protect the rights of all people.
We can't make systemic change in the way that we want to, doing it by ourselves. We have to work together.
Because we the people means all of us, from sea to shining sea. So please, call or go online to myaclu.org to become a guardian of liberty today.
Smell funky? Get Skunky, the shower anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts from your head to your feet and everything in between. Just add water, work it into a rich lather, and it's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. A hiking, fishing, or camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. There's a strict limit of 1 family pack per order at this incredibly low price. Order now.
To order, call 1-800-414-8704 or visit GetSkunky.com. That's GetSkunky.com. Order now.
The countdown is almost complete. There's just one great Lakers-Celtics rivalry moment left on the list. But before we get to number 1, here's a look at how we got here. At number 10, legend
Baylor scores a still-standing finals record of 61 points against the Celtics. Kurt Rambis takes a savage clothesline in midair, leading to a Lakers loss in moment 9. Magic pulls off a buzzer beater to remember and never break. And the brutal Memorial Day massacre is avenged when the Lakers pull out a win in the '85 final from moment 7. Celtic Paul Pierce's comeback after injury earns number 6.
LA with a lot of actors, here's some more investments that way.
Halfway at number 5, the 2010 Game 7 showdown is a victory for the Lakers.
This was by far the sweetest because it's against them.
A rivalry is renewed at the 2008 finals for our number 4 moment.
If you look back in hindsight, it was bigger than just a normal NBA finals.
Artest puts in the winning shot thanks to teamwork from Kobe, earning moment 3. At number 2, a win in the '85 finals breaks the decades-old curse as the Lakers finally defeat the Celtics for the championship after 8 tries. And now, our number 1 moment, the 1987 NBA Finals. In 1987, it was the Boston Celtics who were looking for payback. After their loss to LA in 1985 on their own home court, no less, the Celtics were fired up to put another world championship back on their side of the rivalry. In Game 4, once again on enemy turf at the Garden, the Lakers were down by 1 with only 7 seconds left.
And it's a Laker ball and a shot to win it.
There's nothing like the Celtics in that era. When those two teams were so much better than everybody else, it's almost like you could sit there at the beginning of the year and say, okay, see you at the end.
The fact that they were going for the championship that year, Lakers had lost in '84, and the Celtics, they beat the Celtics in '85, so '87 is really a rubber match in the finals.
The Lakers had slammed them twice pretty good in Los Angeles. Then they come back to Boston. Boston had won Game 3.
So as the teams prepared for the critical Game 4 in Boston, tensions were running high.
It was a comeback game. We were down. We came back second half, and then we had an opportunity to win. Kareem, I think, hit one free throw, missed the second one, went out on McHale, and we set up a play.
Down 106-105 when Coop inbounds to Magic, who's one-on-one against Kevin McHale.
There are certain moments when you're looking at a play and you know before the play even starts. This is a fork in the road. You know, the series and the rivalry can go this way or it's going to go this way based on what's happening in these next 10 seconds.
He goes across the middle on a mismatch because they switch. And all of a sudden, Kevin McHale's guarding.
So with about, I don't know, 4 seconds or so, 5 seconds, I just remember Magic exploring the situation. If he looked at Kareem, it wasn't enough room for him to get it to him.
But the second Magic got McHale back on his heels with that little hesitation dribble, it was thanks for coming, drive safely, and good night, because there's no way Magic was going to miss that famous shot.
When it first happened, everyone thought it was going to be he's going to throw the pass in the green. But they took that lane away and gave Magic the lane to the middle of the floor, and he went swinging across the key and the baby sky hook.
It was an amazing moment because I think time stood still. You look at the picture, you can see all the people looking up in anticipation of what was going to happen. And when he hit it, the Lakers went crazy. And the Garden was completely destroyed.
But that was Magic's run. It was one of the greatest calls of Chick's career.
Chick had predicted it before it happened, during the timeout. Chick was talking and speculating about what might happen. He said, I think Magic's going to hit the ball and drive to the middle.
He's got it. He's in the shooting 5 seconds left. Backing down the middle, just what I thought. One shot at 12. Good!
And the funny part about it is McHale and Paris jumped up to block his shot. All Magic had to do was dump that thing off to Kareem.
I rolled to the basket. I was wide open. But wherever shot the shot, it went in. But if it hadn't gone in, I had to reload it. If you don't hit somebody that's wide open, you gotta make the shot. You gotta make the shot.
He hooked it over the greatest front line in the game at that point, over those 3 guys.
We're talking about a Boston Celtics team that has Robert Parrish down there, that has Kevin McHale, that has Larry Bird, that's still one of the best front courts in NBA history. And there he is, floating across the lane and letting it go.
Lewis goes back. He's got it. He's in the shooting 5 seconds left. Backing down the middle, just what I thought. One shot at 12. Good!
So as soon as he hits it, we're all jumping up and down and having a good time. But we forgot there was still a little time left on the clock. And they did have a guy named Larry Bird.
The Celtics got the ball back, and Larry Bird, they only had a couple of seconds. And Larry Bird got the ball in the corner.
Bird fires it.
couldn't beat the Celtics. I'll admit it. I still hate. I hate the Celtics, and we all did growing up. I mean, it was we respected them. We circled the Lakers Celtics games the day it came out on the schedule and prayed we got to meet them in the finals. And anytime they knocked them out, you were in a good mood for days.
As a Laker fan, and during the Showtime era, and against the Celtics on the parquet floor, so good. A powerful moment, an emotional moment.
That shot killed Boston off. That put the nail in the coffin, and that kind of ended our little rivalry with one another, because that was the last time we saw it.
And the winner was going to win the decade. And that's to Irvin, he'd say that was the ultimate fact. This shot won a crucial game, and it gave Irvin forever a 2-1 edge over Larry Bird in the finals.
I mean, it's not even a close. This is the Swedish championship.
To me, it's not beating Larry, it's not beating McHale, it's not beating Roland Parrish or Danny Ainge, whoever else is in that lane. It's keeping the city of Boston. That's the best part.
You know, in the past 4 years, we played the Celtics 3 times, and we won 2 world championships against them. And I think that's a great testimony to what we've achieved.
The only thing I'm glad to celebrate, we're going back to California. And the parade is set for Tuesday. I'll be there. I'll be there on Mercedes with my hat on and my baby, my dog. Party all the time, party all the time, yeah.
I didn't know what was going to happen tonight. I just came out here to have some fun, and indeed I did.
Moment when you say to yourself, okay, this is happening. And it's not going to stop. It's just a matter of, is there enough time left on this clock?
This has been the most remarkable spectacle I've ever seen.
The saying goes, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. For the Lakers, it ain't over until Magic, Kobe, and the rest of the clutch Lakers crew say so. Time after time, the Lakers have been down, but never out. No matter the stage, whether it be the Western Conference Finals, or a January game that got everyone's attention.
Magic's coming in right now. Listen to this crowd. They speak for us.
Comebacks are in the Lakers' blood. To don the purple and gold, you must be willing to seize the moment. You must be willing to fight through the doubt, ignore the odds, and take the shot. These are the Lakers' top 10 comebacks. Number 10, Kobe comes through in the clutch against the Warriors. Few plays in sport are designed to fail. Yet that's what it took to beat the Golden State Warriors in 1999. After team leader and world beater Shaquille O'Neal was ejected in the second quarter, the burden fell to a 20-year-old Kobe Bryant to hold the Lakers back from a 28-point deficit.
The Lakers called it 49-23.
In 1999, Kobe was still trying to prove himself. We knew the potential was there. He'd only been on the team for 2 years prior to that. You know, he was playing with Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominating force in the game at that point, and he was waiting for his chance. And against the Golden State Warriors that night, he got it.
73-53, Bryant stops for a three. They knocked it to Kobe. He fires for 38 and got it. Kobe's on fire right now.
No matter how bad they're playing, it seems like they can turn it on at will.
With just 1.9 seconds left, and the Lakers down by 2, Glenn Rice must fail to win at the foul line.
I don't think people have any idea how incredibly difficult it is to miss a foul shot when you're attempting to miss a foul shot.
And as if fueling the 28-point comeback wasn't enough,
Kobe Bryant must rise above once again with a putback.
You know, one of the hardest plays to do in basketball is to intentionally miss a free throw and then get a successful basket after that.
At that point, seeing him score 14 points in the fourth quarter was, wow, this guy, maybe he's better than even we thought.
In the box score, it will say Lakers win in OT 106 to 102. But those who witnessed will know it was more than just another win.
It was one of the first times that Kobe kind of said to the world, you know, this isn't 1 and 2, this is 1 and 1A, and I can be the hero also.
Number 9, defensive trickery, take down the Hornets. If you can't purposefully miss a win, perhaps you can trick your opponent to win. Such was the case on March 6, 2013, when the Lakers faced off against the New Orleans Hornets. Down by as many as 25, the Lakers closed out the final 6.5 minutes with a 20-0 run and some playground trickery to boot.
So at this time, I'd like to introduce the newest Los Angeles Laker debutante.
At the beginning of the year, we had Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, we got Kobe, it seems we got all the pieces of the puzzle right. And then the season actually starts and things aren't going according to plan.
113 to 103. 500 again. This is not what anybody expected.
On a road trip that started with a dismantling at the hands of Oklahoma City, the Lakers needed a win to return to Los Angeles at 500.
They're down to the Hornets. So let's start with that. You go on the road to New Orleans and they're just getting crushed.
And you're like, here we go again. The Lakers' underwhelming performance is just the typical script for this season.
They fall behind by 25 in the first half, and we all thought, wow, this trip is a disaster. And then everything changed in the fourth quarter.
Kobe scored and the foul. That's baseline Kobe. Kobe was incredible. Kobe started and to just pour it on over the course of the second half.
And at a certain point of that game, he just said, screw it, I am taking over, this is happening.
Bryant, he hits a three. He's got a three. Bryant spinning underneath score. It's a 5-point game.
I think the one player who really sparked that comeback outside of Kobe played fantastic. But Jody Meeks hit 4 3-pointers in the fourth quarter.
3-point. Yes. Wide open three. Jody Meeks feeling it. Somewhere you got the message, hey, there's something going on. Get back to the television set.
There was a key moment in that game where Dwight Howard, he didn't have many, but that might have been his best defensive play as a Laker, where he met Robin Lopez at the rim, stuffed it, and that was it.
George is the man with the basketball down the middle of the
But I think the play that everybody remembers is the inbound play.
Stack formation right at the free throw line.
That is simply amazing.
And completely fooling New Orleans.
It was the best balance between Dwight's potential as a defensive player combined with Kobe's potential as an offensive player and finding a harmony between the two.
It's the kind of game where you're looking for something to tell you that the Lakers still have it.
Everybody thought, okay, maybe Kobe and Dwight are finally on the same page. Maybe this is going to work. You were all wrong, but it was a very exciting one. What an emotional comeback. What an important comeback for this Laker team.
Coming up, not all comebacks are created equal.
Wasn't quite the magic that we remember, but, it was good.
And a pair of in-game turnarounds will leave you breathless.
When it comes to straight shooting, I don't know if I've ever seen anybody who can get as hot as Kobe.
Anyone home?
And here I think,
How's it going, honey?
there's a lot to take care of.
More sympathy cards. Your mom was well loved. I hope you know how grateful she was to have you.
I know. Speaking of grateful, what is it? It's a check from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company.
Mom's life insurance. Life insurance? So soon? Just like you said. My sister, always looking out for her family. I can still hear her. I don't want my bills to be your problem. This check will help a lot.
If you're age 45 to 85, you can't be turned down for up to $25,000 in life insurance from United of Omaha. Policies start at just $6.38 a month, and benefits could be paid in as little as 24 hours.
How did she qualify? You know, with her health issues. With these policies, health issues don't matter. She was so relieved.
Policies are available with no health questions, no medical exam, no blood tests.
I just assumed life insurance would be way over my budget. No one kept a tighter budget than mine. If she can manage the rates, you can too. But did her rates go up every year? No. There's a rate lock built into the policy.
Policies start at just $6.38 a month. Your rate is locked in for life. The cost of a funeral can be $9,000 or more. With one call, you can give your loved ones the protection they need to help pay these costs. And unlike some policies, benefits are payable from the first day.
Mom just felt better knowing we have help, and I couldn't be more grateful. We should call United of Omaha. I guess I've never stopped living for my big sister.
Don't put off life insurance. Call United of Omaha today.
Call 800-910-7823. You can't be turned down. Call today to lock in your rates. 800-910-7823. That's 800-910-7823.
That was intro to yoga? More like intro to me crying in the bathroom. Somebody grabbed my little plank on me. I think I tore my chakra.
You see, this is why I play prize picks. More, less, simple. And I know if I'm getting it right.
Fair. Also, this was a lie. I don't know if you could tell.
It's alive! Pick, forget, play. Download today. Get $50 instantly to play your first $5 lineup. Prize picks. It's good to be right. All season long, your home for all the news on the purple and gold is Access Sportsnet Lakers. Before tip-off, our panel of experts break down the day's matchup.
He's proven to be a threat offensively. I love that little mid-range game. Very impressive.
And after the final buzzer, head back to the studio for post-game reaction, highlights, and interviews.
When you got the size advantage and skill advantage, you take over, and that's what he did.
Access Sportsnet Lakers, pre- and post-game coverage on Spectrum Sportsnet. Welcome back to the Lakers' Top 10 Comebacks. There's a tangible feeling when teams overcome the odds, turning surefire losses into victories, and players aren't the only ones affected by it.
Lakers down by 3. It's a game of basketball. It can happen. It can happen quick. You know, you roll off 8 to 10 points, and suddenly you got yourself involved.
There's just this buzz that you can feel throughout the entire building.
A steal here, a block shot here.
First, are they going to come back? And second, if they do, are they going to hold on to it? As a writer, you never want the team that's behind to come back, because that ruins your story. Once you've already written your story. So fans love it, the TV loves it, it brings the viewers back, but for writers, we hate comebacks.
The Lakers down by as many as 8 points here in the fourth quarter.
I've been on the losing side of it too. When you have a lead and you feel it slipping, there's no way to stop it. I mean, you can call it 8 timeouts as you want. It's just the basketball gods shining down, saying there's comeback happening.
Our countdown of the Lakers' top 10 comebacks continues. Number 8, keeping the sweep intact in 1989. Few things are as frustrating as letting a series slip through your fingers. In the 1989 Western Conference Semis versus the Seattle Supersonics, the Lakers nearly did just that. Down by as many as 29, the Lakers had to get on the back of James Worthy to come back and close it out 4-0.
Seattle was a talented team with Tom Chambers, Xavier McDaniel. They had some Dale Evans. They had Nate McMillan. They were very scrappy. We always always knew that if we could, if a team could get 29 points, we could get to 29 back.
The Sonics, I just remember in that game, were hitting everything.
They were extremely high. They hit some really difficult shots under duress.
It's very rare that a team can keep that pace up for the entire game, and they didn't, and Warden and the Lakers were ready when they did.
The Lakers have saved 8 of what was a 29-point lead.
The resolve of the Lakers, they came out in that second half especially, dominated at the very, very beginning of the third quarter, kind of changed the momentum around a little bit.
We just knew we had to continue to chip away and wait for them to get cold and for us to get hot.
I've never seen a crowd go silent like the Seattle fans did in that particular game.
The Lakers won it 97-95.
Number 7, sending Dallas home unhappy again. Historically, the rivalry between the Lakers and Mavericks favored the purple and gold. But on December 6, 2002, that time looked as if to change.
The Dallas Mavericks were the league's best record by far. Take on the Los Angeles Lakers.
A 17-1 Mavericks team simply dominated the first half of the Lakers' home court.
The other end of it, he's got it deep out of the corner. This is it too, and he's still perfect from the floor. Mavericks still on a 14-1 run.
A 14-1 run, which would eventually lead to a 29-point fourth quarter Mavericks lead, until a man named Kobe Bryant broke out with 21 points, leading to the biggest comeback in franchise history.
Remember, this is a team that had Shaq and Kobe. And a team like that, I don't care how far down they are, you know that they're always capable of coming back with almost anything. And that day, that night they did.
Now back into the middle. Outside the knees for three. Levinsky spots up for the straight. And of course it's good.
You know, when we look back on that historic comeback against the Mavericks that day, remember this. You know, the Lakers are the best team in the league, and it was one of those things where I felt at times the Lakers were almost toying a regular season game. And that was one of those games you figure they nailed it in, no problem, we'll move on to another night.
Here comes Billy at the other end. Count the basket. 30-6 is now the run over the last 9+ minutes.
The Mavericks at the time had a long losing streak against the Lakers in LA. They hadn't been able to win a game in Los Angeles dating back to the Forum days. I don't think they had ever beaten the Lakers in stayed the same. And this was it. They were up 27 at the end of the third quarter.
Well, a long streak is going to come to an end, Stu, unless we're in store for a major miracle.
Finally, they're going to do it, right? They're up 27 points in the second half. There's no possible way the Lakers come back, but they do happen to have this guy named Kobe Bryant. If I remember, he was a good kid.
The Lakers, they have an Everest to climb.
Kobe, like Magic, like Jerry West, the common denominator with these three great Lakers is that losing is never acceptable.
And that was one of those things where Kobe just put the team on his back and carried them.
Crowd coming to its feet. Kobe driving right side. Gets up and under left.
He understood that we have a chance to make history tonight, and that's why he took over in that game. He just almost took it upon himself to see if I can almost single-handedly bring us back against a quality team like the Mavericks in historic fashion.
No lead was safe when he was on the floor because whenever the Lakers were down and had depth, you just kept waiting for Kobe to turn it on and bring him back.
So, Kobe attacking the basket. This has been the most remarkable comeback I've ever seen.
Mentally, if you're the Mavericks, you have to feel like no lead is ever going to be safe.
5 takes beyond. Kobe spins in the air.
What just happened? They looked like they had been hit by a bus. The Mavericks had no idea what had happened over those 12 minutes.
You just thought, man, this team could do whatever they want. It was like Phil just kind of gave a little high five. Kobe, it's like they just knew it.
After the break, Derek Fisher leads the charge against the Magic, while Magic Johnson leads his team once again. Here comes Magic. Retinal vision only on Ring. AI tuning for sharper goodbyes, clearer hellos, and safer tomorrow. Protect your home like I do with Retinal Vision on new 4K cameras and doorbells from Ring. Shop now at ring.com.
Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be using this. Article 601 Face Cream for Men. First of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit particlemen.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and 30-day money-back guarantee. www.particlemen.com. Because seeing is believing.
Lead Struts, RockAuto.com has budget, standard, and premium options. Wiper blades, rain, beam, or winter. Click the info button for features and benefits.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40, come and guess. Less energy? Less drive? Definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age. Happen to you guys? Yeah. So what did you do?
We got Nugenix Total T2 from the #1 selling, #1 doctor-recommended testosterone brand comes Nugenix Total T2, a unique new formula that combines the ultimate free and total testosterone booster with a powerful nitric oxide booster that works in just 3 hours. Feel like a new man, leaner, stronger, with more energy and drive. Get your complimentary bottle by texting DARE to 369-369.
That, I gotta get the gym. Just send a text for a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
New T2 is not available in stores or on Amazon. Get your complimentary bottle now. Text DARE to 369-369. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X absolutely free.
The Lakers are the heart and soul of our home.
Whenever you look in this town, that's the team.
Now and for generations, a family tradition that keeps the legacy alive.
This incredible place with all these incredible people.
Connected by one love, one team.
The 2025-2026 Los Angeles Lakers on Spectrum Sports Network. The heart of our city beats here. With a history as rich as the Lakers, epic comebacks are bound to happen. Before we continue our countdown, here's a quick refresher of what we've seen so far. At number 10, with an ejected shot, Kobe took center stage, bringing the Lakers back from 28 down, tying it all up with a defy-the-odds putback. Lakers fans got reprieve, if only for a day, from a tumultuous season with Dwight Howard, as the Lakers stars unite to mount a 20-0 comeback against the Hornets for number 9.
Completely fooling New Orleans.
The number 8 moment saw James Worthy lead the charge in preventing the Suns from stopping a sweep in the 1989 Western Conference Semis. And at number 7, Kobe took matters into his own hands, putting up 21 in the fourth quarter to not only beat the Mavericks, but beat the franchise record.
Phil, just kind of give a little high five to Kobe. It's like they just knew it.
Back to the countdown with our number 6 comeback. In Game 4 of the 2009 NBA Finals, the Lakers were down 12 at the half to the Orlando Magic.
Here in Game 4, the Orlando Magic defense just superb.
The Lakers then proceeded to pour in 30 third-quarter points to regain the lead.
Ariza, that's a 3. That's good. 18-5 run to begin the third quarter.
But it wasn't time to celebrate just yet, as it took 2 epic last-second endings to seal the deal. Number 6, Derek Fisher leads the charge in the 2009 Finals.
Finds Howard. Howard down low, let him hammer him. And Howard moves through free throws.
The play that started all that was Dwight Howard was at the free throw line with about a minute to go and a chance to ice the game.
Did he make it a 2-possession game?
Dwight Howard missed some critical free throws in the fourth quarter that opened the door for Derek Fisher.
Howard misses both. Timeout LA with 10.4 remaining.
If you even ask Kobe to this day, Fisher was the one he wanted with the ball because they were all concentrating on him.
He gets the ball in his hands, back to Ariza, over to Fisher. Fisher looking. Fisher puts up the three, ties the game. Derek Fisher ties it with 4.6 remaining.
Mir Nelson doesn't look like he thinks anywhere in his mind that Derek Fisher's going to shoot that ball.
He pulls up and he elevates, and you see Nelson try to change direction and get out and close. Can't get higher.
And we saw Fish get that ball in his left hand, and we all knew it was coming.
But it wasn't over yet, as the teams battled it out in overtime until a familiar left hand got the ball once again.
Surely Orlando won't let this happen again.
Against Peaches, here comes the double. Up top to Fisher, straight on three. Pucks it in. Derek Fisher with another clutch three. And the Lakers go up 94-91.
And he's walking back to her back tire, and you see the smirk. And that's the, I think, part of the clip that everybody remembers. Has nobody been paying attention to my entire career?
It was a closer series than a lot of people remember. And Derek Fisher had a lot to do with why the Lakers were able to blow him out in 5 games.
This crew had not proven yet that they could close a finals, that they could close the series with everything on the line. And it was absolutely huge that they didn't let Orlando get the opportunity to tie it all up and maybe change the complexion of the entire series. On November 1st, 1991, Magic Johnson shocked the world with a 10-second statement.
Because of the HIV virus that I had obtained, I will have to retire.
But it would not be the last time we'd see Magic in a Lakers uniform. 4 years and 84 days later, Magic would return to the Heartland, helping the Lakers to a 4th seed in the playoffs and proving once again he still had the magic touch.
Magic throws his fist into the air.
Number 5, Magic comes back to the Lakers in 96.
The crowd is big, 17,505. The enthusiasm is gigantic, and the main beast, Magic Johnson, is back.
For people that never got to see him play in person, there was a buzz in the forum that didn't exist. There was not a buzz in the building until he came back.
I don't know how many minutes I'm gonna get, but whatever it is, 5, 10, 1, it'll be special.
He's really eager to not only be the face, but also do what he loves.
With Magic, you never worried about anything like chemistry or intangibles, because Magic was chemistry. It was intangibles.
Here comes Magic, I told you. You got to get him in. He wasn't supposed to come into the 5-minute mark, but Magic's coming in right now. Listen to this crowd. They speak for us.
For him to take the floor at the floor, like, wow.
Here comes Magic.
It was incredible when Magic came back, looking like a guy who had just walked into the YMCA. He had put on a couple of extra pounds. He was wearing the knee pads, but he was still Magic, still making absolutely incredible plays.
Up to Magic Johnson. The Magic gets the Peter for a 3. There's his first assist.
Trust Blues Magic in 1991. Hurt. And seeing him come back in 96 was just pretty special.
He wasn't quite the Magic that we remember, but he was good.
Nice rebound. The line. Oh, Magic, a head and shoulder fake, goes in there and scores. Standing ovation. Listen to the crowd.
What a play by the Magic Ring.
I think that was the first regular season game that I can honestly say I watched from beginning to the end just to see what Magic would do that night.
Magic's dribbling the ball. Magic's in deep. Banks it in.
I thought that was really courageous for him to do that and signify to people that even if I am going to go, let's go out this way.
And Magic Johnson has made a very successful return to the court.
I can't even begin to tell you how I feel. It's one of the most exciting days of my life ever.
We hate to lose a precious stone. And we have this precious stone that we were so used to admiring.
I never ever thought, you never thought I would be back here doing this again.
We got a chance to look at it just a little bit, just one more time. And everyone is so happy that we did.
I didn't know what was going to happen tonight. I just came out here to have some fun, and indeed I did.
Where did all the fun for Magic originally begin? As the Lakers' top 10 comebacks continued,
how the Magic touch capped off an NBA Finals comeback.
Probably gonna get beat on a skyhook, but you don't expect to get Magic.
Keep steady and rest your head. Don't you be pulled by the silence. Get ready for storms ahead. We are the lamb and the lion.
There is fear in our communities, growing threats to our freedoms, and it's getting worse every day. I wrote this song to meet this moment, and if you're outraged too, the time to fight is now. Because all of us at the American Civil Liberties Union are fighting with you. And together, we're a force to be reckoned with. So please, join us as a guardian of liberty today. You can call or go online to myaclu.org. Your gift of just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, helps protect our democracy and all of our freedoms.
Breathe out, don't keep it in. Grief is a sacred gift. Keep steady and rest your head. And don't be right together.
This is no time to retreat or give up, because when we fight, we win. Together, we'll defend free speech, due process, civil liberties, and all our rights. Please join us. Call or go to myaclu.org today. Use your credit card, and you'll receive this special League of People t-shirt to show you're helping to resist those who would take away our rights.
When the sky turns gold and we will rise. For mothers, fathers who have cried. When the sky turns gold and we will rise.
Together, we will protect people, not power, because we the people means all of us. Please call or go to myaclu.org today.
Liquid core reactivates your natural gut rhythm overnight for relief that feels amazing. Dulcolax liquid gel.
The Lakers are the heart and soul of our home.
Whatever you look at this time, that's the team.
Now, and for generations, a family tradition that keeps the legacy alive.
This incredible place with all these incredible people connected by one love, one team.
The 2025-2026 Los Angeles Lakers on Spectrum Sports Network. The heart of our city beats here. Welcome back to the Lakers' top 10 comebacks. We continue the countdown with number 4, fighting back for Magic's big moment.
There are certain moments when you're looking at a play and you know before the play even starts, this is a fork in the road. You know, the series and the rivalry is going to go this way or it's going to go this way based on what happens in these next 10 seconds.
Leading up to the 1987 NBA Finals, the Lakers or Celtics won 6 of the last 7 championships and were facing each other for the 3rd time in that span. The Boston Celtics are the NBA World Champions. To say these rivals held supremacy over the league would be a massive understatement.
Anytime you play this game, you get this type of feeling where you gotta win. I don't care if they win one game out 4 or 5 or so. And you still gotta win. You gotta beat them.
After coming back from 8 down in the 4th quarter of Game 4, Larry Bird would drain a clutch 3 with just 12 seconds to go, with the Celtics back up by 1. But 12 seconds is an eternity when you wield magic.
Remember, the Lakers had never beat the Celtics until 1985. So now you're in 87 and you're thinking, all right, is this the time when the Lakers can take control? And still, the Celtics seem to just have their number.
In 1986 was the best Celtics team of Larry Bird's era. 86 was a monster Celtics team that won the title. So 87 was the clash of the Titans.
The Lakers had slammed them twice pretty good in Los Angeles. Then they come back to Boston. Boston won Game 3.
It was a big game we had to win.
It's a 5-on-2 for the Lakers.
It was a tough game. It was a comeback. We were down. We came back second half, and then we had an opportunity to win. Play really wanted to go inside to Green, but what happened is Mikhail switched. So with about, I don't know, 4 seconds or so, 5 seconds, I just remember Magic exploring the situation. He gave Mikhail a little stutter step that froze him for a count. And then he drove into the lane, and then it's lights out.
To the left goes Magic. He's got it. He didn't shoot it 5 seconds left. Magic down middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12.
Tell me I haven't seen him take a hook shot ever.
Magic was not a guy who shot a lot of hook shots, and he'll tell you to this day that's the biggest one he ever made.
He made some awful big plays out there. Made that one running hook shot in the middle, and you know you're probably gonna get beat on a sky hook, but you don't expect a game for Magic.
He's been practicing this shot every day, so you can see it coming. You know, as soon as Mikhail switched off on him, I knew he was gonna take it to the basket.
Magic down middle, just what I thought. A hook shot at 12.
Shit, had that great call, just as I thought he would. He lets go of the ball. Like Chick knew it was going to be the biggest guy hurt. Whenever I hear that, I know exactly what the call is. So here's Magic at the ball. He's coming through the lane, and everybody collapses on him. Of course, Magic's going to make the shot. But the greatest part about it is Kareem's like wide open. Kareem's wide open.
If you don't hit somebody that's wide open, you got to make the shot. Magic made the shot. So no complaints.
We're talking about a Boston Celtics team that has Robert Parrish down there, that has Kevin McHale, that has Larry Bird, that's still one of the best front courts in NBA history. And there he is, floating across the lane and letting it go.
It was deflating to the Celtics. When you have someone doing that, how do you stop this guy?
We had it, we played great basketball for 46 minutes, and we just threw it away at the end.
That's how you become the greatest Laker. I mean, that's how you're emotionally tied to the fan base.
Magic's just a great basketball player. He's the best I've ever seen. Unbelievable.
Party all the time, yeah.
Number 3, shocking the Kings in the 2002 playoffs.
The biggest shock to me had to be Game 4 of the Western Conference Finals against the Sacramento Kings.
One of the greatest rivalries of the century produced one of the greatest shots in history.
That was the most formidable foe. It wasn't any of the teams that met in the finals. It wasn't the Pacers. It wasn't the Sixers. It wasn't the Nets. It was the Sacramento Kings.
Down 2-1 and 24 points to the Sacramento Kings. In Game 4 of the 2002 Western Conference Finals, the reigning champs needed a miracle to overcome their nemesis from Northern California.
This is a great moment. This is one of those moments where your team struggles back and has to struggle back in overwhelming odds.
It's a 20-point lead for Sacramento. Baseline right takes it all the way through. A pitch out left to Bibby. And he knocks out a 3 on the left wing. Mike Bibby.
They were down 20 to start the game. So you're down 20 in the first quarter of this game against Sacramento. And remember, this is at home. They're already down 2-1 in this series.
Puts it up low. Tapped down quicker with 2 hands.
You lose this game, and Sacramento is thinking about the finals here.
They're down by 8 with 3 minutes to play when they launch one of their famous comebacks.
Not only do they come back before we're down, they get all the way back with an opportunity to win at the end of the game.
The Lakers are trying to pull off the greatest comeback in playoff history, making it back to a 20-point deficit.
The play was called field design, one of his favorite plays.
It's a 2-point Sacramento lead. We're down to 7 seconds.
Craig hits this big shot and then just stands there and puts his arm down like, what?
So Robert Horry, because Horry's always been talked about as the guy being in the right place at the right time.
There was a Hall of Fame for guys who hit big shots. Robert Horry's the first guy in.
I still remember to this day watching the ball go through as the red lights flashed on the basket. The play's just erupted. Robert Horry puts his hands behind his back with the most unique celebration ever, dances off the court.
I still contend to this day that it's the loudest I've ever heard Staples Center.
One of my favorite things about that is a replay
that they showed on television from way up in the rafters.
Everybody simultaneously rise out of their seats.
And you've got 20,000 people just going crazy at the same time. It's just so cool to see.
It is one of the great visuals I've ever seen.
And remember, my friends, that's the year the Lakers beat the Nets to put the capper on the three-peat. There's no three-peat without Big Shot Bob.
Anyone from Sacramento or anyone who loved that franchise, if you mention that moment in that shot, it will almost make them physically ill.
It's just like a shot, that's all. You don't need to have a skill or something, just throw it and it goes in, goes in.
That wasn't no luck shot. I've been doing that for all my career, so he should know. He better read the paper or something.
There are still 2 improbable comebacks ahead.
One team falls behind by 8 points. This game could be over.
But which will take the crown? Find out when we return.
Anyone home? And there I be. How's it going, honey? There's a lot to take care of. More sympathy cards. Your mom is well loved. I hope you know how grateful she was to have you. I know. Speaking of grateful, what is it? It's a check from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company. Mom's life insurance. Life insurance? So soon? Just like they said. My sister, always looking out for her family. I can still hear her. I don't want my bills to be your problem. This check would help a lot.
If you're age 45 to 85, you can't be turned down for up to $25,000 in life insurance from United of Omaha. Policies start at just $6.38 a month, and benefits could be paid in as little as 24 hours.
How did she qualify? You know, with her health issues. With these policies, health issues don't matter. She was so relieved.
Policies are available with no health questions, no medical exam, no blood tests.
I just assumed life insurance would be way over my budget. No one kept a tighter budget than mine. If she can manage the rates, you can too. But did her rates go up every year? No. There's a rate lock built into the policy.
Policies start at just $6.38 a month. Your rate is locked in for life. The cost of a funeral can be $9,000 or more. With one call, you can give your loved ones the protection they need to help pay these costs. And unlike some policies, benefits are payable from the first day.
Mom just felt better knowing you have her, and I couldn't be more grateful. We should call United of Omaha. I guess I'll never stop living for my big sister.
Don't put off life insurance. Call United of Omaha today.
Call 800-910-7823. You can't be turned down. Call today to lock in your rates. 800-910-7823. That's 800-910-7823.
All season long, your home for all the news on the purple and gold is Access Sportsnet Lakers. Before tip-off, our panel of experts break down the day's matchup.
He's proven to be a threat offensively. I love that little mid-range game. Very impressive.
And after the final buzzer, head back to the studio for post-game reaction, highlights, and interviews.
When you got the size advantage and skill advantage, you take over, and that's what he did.
Access Sportsnet Lakers, pre- and post-game coverage on Spectrum Sportsnet.
I taught for 20 years. But I started forgetting my lectures. Eventually, he had to quit. My therapist recommended we go to the doctor. The early Alzheimer's diagnosis allowed us to take control of the situation. He's been such a positive force and so loving. Thank you. You're welcome.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Welcome back to the Lakers' top 10 comebacks. When most have given up, a select few have the will to lead their team back to victory.
Then to come back and show everybody we're the best team in the world, it's just by far the sweetest championship.
But what is it that drives these leaders of men?
No matter what you put in front of them, they'll always think that they're going to win.
It's almost a challenge with more fun, okay? If you're going to spot the other team 15 points, now we're really going to go to work.
Sometimes it's just a look in their eyes. a certain guy gets going and you just kind of feel something's about to happen.
They haven't accepted the concept of losing. You have to have to believe that a 14-point deficit with 3 minutes to go is something that can be overcome, even though 99% of the time it isn't.
The countdown continues with number 2. In 2008, after more than a decade, the greatest rivalry in basketball took center stage once again, with Boston playing the victors.
The Boston Celtics are NBA champions once again.
But in 2010, the Lakers would get another crack at their East Coast rivals.
If you're a Laker and you want to win a title that means something of significance to you, then you beat the Boston Celtics. And there's nothing like a Game 7.
Number 2, settling the score against the Celtics in 2010. After 6 hard-fought battles, Game 7 of the 2010 NBA Championship will be decided at Staples Center.
What a roller coaster ride these finals have been.
That was one of the ugliest, muddiest, most intense games. You felt like both of these teams were almost corpses.
Nuggets continue to Kobe Bryant 5 for 21. Now Wallace for 3.
And the Lakers fall behind. And it's not so much that Boston's lead was so big. It's that the Lakers had so much trouble scoring. Both teams had so much trouble scoring. You look at it, you know, wow, if one team falls behind by 8 points, this game could be over.
And the Lakers did just that, going down by 13 in the third quarter.
This might go down as one of the lowest scoring finals games in NBA history. So tough, so physical.
But with shots that just weren't falling, the Lakers would need something more to stage a comeback and claim their 16th title.
That's what sports is. It is those moments that you live for.
I have never been to a game at Staples Center where the fans stood for the entire second half. And they were just groaning with every missed Laker shot, including quite a few by Kobe. And you could really sense the tension in the building.
Goes back up and finds a lead. Rajon Rondo, terrific play, and it's a 13-point lead.
Staples Center was so, on its edge, and it felt like somebody at Thanksgiving dinner just letting the belt undone when they started to make that comeback.
The Saul, nice spinner with his right hand, and on up to the basket, ready going from the long order.
And really the energy completely changed. And I think the Lakers players rode that wave of energy, and that fueled their comeback as much as their improved play.
The Saul.
I think the crowd played a huge factor in getting the Lakers back into this game. And it's like it was a reminder to Kobe, you're Kobe Bryant. You can do this. You can get through this. It was all the cliches about guys leaving it on the floor and playing past the point of exhaustion, and all these things were absolutely true in this game. It was an amazing comeback and one of the most intense games I've ever seen.
If anything sticks out to me with one player, though, it was Kobe Bryant on the glass, because he missed so many shots. He just kept going up after rebound, and he was going to do something to make sure that that game was won.
He's just playing so hard. Ray Allen, way off the mark. Another rebound for Kobe Bryant. Bryant gets inside. And look who comes down with another rebound. He's 15th in the game.
Kobe's not playing well. Finished 6 for 24, but he really did come through in other ways.
And he couldn't score. He found other ways to put a stamp on the basketball game.
That, I think, epitomizes what that game is all about. When you don't have everything working, you can either cower and shy away, or you can force things to happen.
Test, that's a three.
I don't know if it's a coincidence that we think of when we're thinking about these Lakers comebacks. Kobe Bryant is obviously a central character in all of these, and a lot of it is just about his will ethic that he puts on his teammates.
Despite Kobe Bryant leading the team with 23 points, the comeback was truly a team effort, as Pau Gasol added 19 points and 18 rebounds, and Ron Artest added 20 points of his own. Proving once again that no lead is safe when you're playing the Lakers.
How does this one stand out for you more than 1, 2, 3, and 4?
Well, this is the sweetest. This one's by far the sweetest because it's against them, and because it's the hardest one by far.
as Kobe described it after the series ended, he just said it was epic. And that's about the only way you can describe it when you look back at what was one of the greatest wins in Lakers history.
When we return, the #1 Lakers comeback.
You can just feel the momentum building.
It looked like the game was over.
If you're watching this, I didn't make it. Thanks to people like you and the American Heart Association, my family never had to see this video. I was a healthy 47-year-old, no symptoms. But then my doctor discovered I had a bad heart valve that was beyond repair. The scariest day of my life was when I was sitting on a gurney as I looked at my wife was at my side. And my kids had me surrounded. Deep down, you know, this could be it. This could be all there is.
Not having him around for Riley to grow up with and have that pop-off figure in his life, that would have been hard.
This little heart valve did something really big. It saved my life. I wouldn't be here today without it. The research for this heart valve was funded by the American Heart Association, and that's why I'm asking you to become a monthly donor for just $19 a month. When you do, you'll help fund the next medical breakthrough that could save your life or the life of someone you love. You'll also provide life-saving CPR training and help certify hospitals to give the best care to those who have had a heart attack or stroke. When you give $19 a month, we'll send you a t-shirt just like this one. From the moment you put it on, you'll help raise awareness for heart disease and stroke. It's so simple to change life. If I went through what I went through just, I don't know, 30 years ago, I would have been out of options.
We're very thankful for everyone who is a donor because it gives us more time.
Every 40 seconds, someone has a heart attack. There are so many fathers like me who don't survive, and that's why we urgently need your help today. Become a monthly donor today by calling or going to helpheart.org. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this, when they could be using this. Article 601 Face Cream for Men. First of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit particlemen.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping and a 30-day money-back guarantee. www.particlemen.com. Because seeing is believing.
Welcome back to the Lakers Top 10 Comebacks. Before we unveil the #1 moment, let's check out the top 10 one more time. At number 10, it takes a nearly impossible putback to get the Lakers back from 28 down to defeat the Golden State Warriors. It takes just as tricky a play to cap a 20-0 run to beat the New Orleans Hornets at number 9.
Completely fooling New Orleans.
In 1989, the Seattle Supersonics nearly avoided a playoff sweep, but James Worthy led the Lakers back from 29 to finish the job for our number 8 moment. At number 7, the 2002 Lakers were down to the Mavericks by 27 in the fourth quarter, but Kobe and his 21 fourth quarter points showed the West who was still the best. Derek Fisher takes on number 6 with his 2 buzzer-beater shots to finish the comeback.
Surely Orlando won't let this happen again.
Not once, but twice against the Magic in the 2009 NBA Finals. At number 5, in 1996, Magic Johnson makes his emotional comeback from his HIV hiatus to lead his team to victory and a 4th seed in the playoffs.
Listen to this crowd. They speak for us.
At number 4 is another magical Magic Johnson moment as he sends down his infamous baby hook shot to beat the Celtics in the 1987 NBA Finals.
If you don't hit somebody that's wide open, you gotta make the shot. Make the shot.
For number 3, the Lakers would have to fight tooth and nail in the 2002 Western Conference Finals to come back from 24 down and win on a miracle shot from Big Shot Bob. And at number 2, the Lakers and Celtics meet once again in the 2010 NBA Finals, but this time, after coming back from 13 down in the third quarter.
You felt like both of these teams were almost corpses.
The Lakers would be triumphant. And our number 1 Lakers comeback, the miracle comeback that started it all.
You could just feel the momentum building.
It looked like the game was over.
To me, that is the single greatest comeback in the history of the Lakers.
Wow. The Lakers are actually going to lose. And the second that you have that thought, they just caught fire.
In the early and mid-90s, Lakers had lost their championship ways.
We're talking about a team that had not won an NBA championship since 1988.
In 1996, they drafted a burgeoning star in Kobe Bryant and signed the already dominant Shaquille O'Neal. But their decade of dominance had not yet begun.
And the San Antonio Spurs have swept aside the Los Angeles Lakers in the Western Conference semifinals.
Before you succeed, you must learn how to fail. And that's something I learned. You must fail too many more times.
That dominance would start on June 4th, 2000, when the Lakers mounted a 29-9 run as part of a record-breaking fourth-quarter comeback against the Portland Trail Blazers in Game 7 of the Western Conference Finals.
This was the most important victory that the Lakers had during that stretch. No question about that.
A game that would forever alter the course of NBA history.
Phil Jackson has won 30 out of 33 playoff series as a head coach. Yet they have lost twice in this series to the Trailblazers on their home court.
Back then, there was a debate over which team actually had more star power. Remember, Scottie Pippen and his 6 rings were on that Portland team.
That Portland team was stout. This was a great team that they were playing with. Rasheed Wallace and Steve Smith and Scottie Pippen, of course, and a young Bonzi Wells and, Arvydas Sabonis.
And they had a good coach in Mike Dunleavy, who had taken the Lakers to the finals just 10 years earlier.
He finds Wallace for 3. Again.
There's so much talent on that team. It was not a foregone conclusion that the Lakers were going to win.
It's way off.
Phil Jackson has to be hugely concerned here. They were a deep team with veterans, and they were primed to make a deep run.
Pippen gets it underneath the wings. But Smith unleashes another 3, and he's on fire now, increasing the lead to 13.
Portland won Game 5, and Portland was dominant in Game 6. So they won 2 in a row. And when they took a 15-point lead at the end of the third quarter in Game 7, you just thought, well, they got our number.
LA led 51-50. Since then, they've been outscored 18-2.
And you wonder, oh wow, maybe this isn't going to happen.
Nobody knew the Lakers were the dynasty that they would eventually become. Everybody thought, wow, this is where it ends. They're down 15 to a team that's beaten them 2 times in a row. And then all of a sudden, the Lakers came alive.
They get it deep to Shaq, and he connects on the glass. Dave's getting his feet to the lead. Slammed down emphatically.
Possession by possession, minute by minute, you started feeling, okay, they've caught a rhythm. And it's not going to stop. It's just a matter of, is there enough time left on this clock?
Just inside 5 minutes.
The Lakers had Shaq and Kobe, and then all these role players around them.
Brian Shaw had 3 3-pointers in the second half, 2 of them in the fourth quarter that were just massive. The defense that they were playing on the Trailblazers was incredible. You saw Portland go through this massive scoring drive.
And Portland not to control the game. All they could do is maintain their composure in the fourth quarter, which I thought they would because they're a veteran team.
It's a dirty dozen for Portland. Lakers on a 12-0 run, and the Trailblazers have missed their last 12 shots.
At some point, it's like a big boulder going downhill. It doesn't matter where it is in the comeback, it's going to happen. There's just too much momentum, too much talent. It's too many guys are hot.
It's Kobe again. 20-point swing. Puts down by 16, they lead by 4. Pippen for
to this day, the loudest Staples Center has ever been was Game 7 of the 2000 Western Conference Finals when Kobe threw the locker shot. I looked up and saw the building moving. It was so loud, and people were jumping up and down so much that it looked like a big concrete wave.
Kobe on the move. Loud Kobe.
It officially flipped from, it's not just a comeback, Portland is now demoralized.
That was really the one moment that propelled them to the finals, that propelled them to their 3 straight championships, and that was the realization of all their potential.
The Lakers would go on to win the 2000 NBA championship and follow that with wins in 2001 and 2002. 2 more would follow in 09 and 10, solidifying themselves as not only the team of the decade, but the millennium.
Had that comeback not happened, if Portland had gone on to the finals that year, had the Lakers not won, how does that affect how we look at the history of Kobe and Shaq? Would that have turned the entire tone of the decade for NBA basketball? And I think it's a pretty interesting case study.
There is a sense of excitement that builds almost like the biggest star in the world is coming to play in concert.
Yes, there's a new guy on the horizon, and everybody knows about that.
It's like dating a girl for the first time and it goes well, you're like, where is this all gonna go? You know, I mean, this could be it.
New coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Phil Jackson.
Jerry West told me today that greatness lies ahead for this young man.
A knockout win for the Lakers. You can't even debate otherwise.
Lakers fans have become accustomed to greatness on the court. Kobe Bryant, Magic Johnson, Phil Jackson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Some of basketball's most decorated legends have brought decades of winning history to one of the world's most vibrant and unique communities. But Laker history has been written outside of the court in the Staples Center and off the court. Savvy fans have come to expect the unexpected, the impossible, and even imaginable to happen behind closed doors to continue their proud tradition. So how do the purple and gold keep the legends on the court and the banners in the rafters?
There's always a sense that it's going to happen. Somehow, they find a way to play it off.
Jerry West saw the future. LA's All-Star front office has time and again raised the bar and changed the game, just like their Lakers counterparts on the court. These are the top 10 Laker transactions. We start our countdown with number 10, the trade for Big Shot Bob. Jerry West played the Ducks on a spirited Alabama forward and scored with Robert Ory, a player you can always trust with the ball when the game is on the line.
The thing I remember about Robert Ory coming to the Lakers is the Lakers got lucky. He had a bad moment in Phoenix. A coach came over to yell at him, and Robert was frustrated and threw a towel in the coach's face. And Phoenix said, well, he disrespected our coach. We got to get him out of here.
I got in my car, I called a good friend of mine up, we packed my car up with clothes and stuff and hit the highway. Well, in '97, I remember when the Lakers traded Cedric Ceballos for Robert Ory. At the time, Ceballos was a pretty popular guy in LA. He was really fun to watch. He could dunk, he could shoot.
Right in the middle of the season, he disappeared.
Last March, he alienated Lakers management and many of his teammates when he disappeared from the team for 5 days.
It was 2 games, 2 practices, and a shoot-around. They found him living on a houseboat with his family in Lake Havasu, Arizona.
And was seen during his absence water skiing on Lake Havasu, Arizona.
Our family had crisis that had to be dealt with. dramatic and, very emotional.
So right then and there, it stays as the Lakers number.
This was not acceptable here.
At that point, I think the Lakers would have traded Cedric Sabalas for a ball boy and maybe a trainer.
Big Shot Bob was just maybe the NBA's best role player after you wouldn't look at his stats and think that he was necessarily that special a player on paper.
But he had that gene.
Incredible shot after incredible shot after incredible shot. When the moment was biggest, Robert Horry always managed to come through.
In the playoffs, when the team needed him the most.
Just one lucky shot, that's all. You don't need to better skills.
We're no luck shot. I've been doing that for all my career, so he should know. You better read the paper or something.
Robert always played with a lot of confidence. He came with 2 championship rings already, playing for Houston, so he had that championship know-how, won that experience with him, and that's what the Lakers needed.
Now, I don't know how many of those championships they win without him.
He was so calm and collected.
A great clutch shooter was a bonus, but getting rid of Sabalas was the main motivation for that.
You look back on that one going, that was one of the great trades in Laker history.
We move on to the next top transaction in Laker history. Number 9 in the countdown, a savior from Spain, comes to LA. In February 2008, the Lakers were traveling in Toronto when they received some surprising news. Mitch Kupchak had pulled off one of those trademark Lakers transactions.
Over the years, the Lakers had their ups and their downs.
They were going through another low spot after 2 dynasties.
It was a point of frustration for Kobe.
Everything went down with Kobe and Shaq, and they, parted their separate ways.
It got so bad that Kobe was hinting that he might want to play elsewhere because he could see the hourglass running out on his chances to win another championship.
He needed to prove to the world that he could win a championship without Shaq.
There's a missing piece in the puzzle. Something has to be done. All of a sudden, the club announces they've made a deal.
Spanish treasure arrives on the shores of Los Angeles. Last little nugget, simply the biggest NBA in-season trade so far this year.
Wait, what?
That's the team I had on to. I brought some midfield for going forward with this.
Who did we trade? Was Andrew Bynum on his way to Memphis? What's going on here? They didn't possibly think of trading Kobe. And then you start to hear the laundry list of things that are going.
Bobby Brown, Javert Crittenden.
And they threw in Al's brother.
Who's Mark Gasol?
He was kind of overweight, and he was second round pick, and he was playing in Spain.
Okay, fine.
That was not a lot to give up for somebody as good as Kobe.
I interviewed Mitch Kupchak. How long have you been working on this? It kind of felt about that.
Memphis Grizzlies at the time were just looking to cut salary.
If the rest of the league knew Memphis was that serious about dealing Pau Gasol, I don't know that the Lakers would have got him because every general manager in the league would have been on the phone in Memphis trying to get Pau Gasol.
Double machine.
In his prime.
In 10 minutes, it looked like they'd been playing for 10 years.
Defending the rim, commanding a double team.
He shoot the outside shot, he has great hands, great passing ability, great post moves.
Really can do everything on the court.
It was like no one else. They didn't need 3 other guys.
He was the missing piece of that puzzle.
Kobe's attitude changed like, wow.
Kobe, how nice feeling is it to know you can score 6 points and still have a victory come out?
I have no idea. Just make the game so much easier. We had some weapons before. Now we just added a huge one to the team. There's a guy. There is a guy.
It's not a coincidence that the Lakers went to 3 consecutive finals the second that Pau came over.
The most immediate results from a trade ever.
They got Kobe that 1-2 punch back.
I can't say enough about Spain. That guy's unbelievable. He's a hell of a player. You wouldn't wonder without him.
That was the deal that Kobe needed in order to become a champion without Shaq.
As the buzzer sounds, it's official. The Lakers are NBA champions once again. LA wins the 2009 NBA title.
After the break, the countdown of the Lakers' top 10 transactions continues. The Lakers make an unprecedented move in the draft and find their new head coach in an unlikely place.
This guy was Chip Hearn's color analyst.
Anyone home? And here I see. How's it going, honey? There's a lot to take care of. For sympathy cards. Your mom is well now. I hope you know how grateful she was to have you. I know. Speaking of grateful, what is it? It's a check from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company. Mom's life insurance. Life insurance? So soon? Just like you said. And my sister, always looking out for her family. I can still hear her. I don't want my bills to be your problem. This check will help a lot.
If you're age 45 to 85, you can't be turned down for up to $25,000 in life insurance from United of Omaha. Policies start at just $6.38 a month, and benefits could be paid in as little as 24 hours.
How did she qualify? You know, with her health issues. With these policies, health issues don't matter. She was so relieved.
Policies are available with no health questions, no medical exam, no blood tests.
I just assumed life insurance would be way over my budget. No one kept a tighter budget than mine. Look, if she can manage the rates, you can too. But did her rates go up every year? No. There's a rate lock built into the policy.
Policies start at just $6.38 a month. Your rate is locked in for life. The cost of a funeral can be $9,000 or more. With one call, you can give your loved ones the protection they need to help pay these costs. And unlike some policies, benefits are payable from the first day.
Mom just felt better knowing you had help, and I couldn't be more grateful. We should call United of Omaha. I guess I'll never stop living for my big sister.
Don't put off life insurance. Call United of Omaha today.
Call 800-910-7823. You can't be turned down. Call today to lock in your rates. 800-910-7823. That's 800-910-7823.
Hey, I'm at the game. And we should always use Game Time for tickets. They're dropping cool features like zone deals and price drop alerts so we can go to more games and shows. Finally, a ticketing app that actually gives a download the app today.
You need auto parts? Don't waste time. Rock Auto has all you need on one screen. Compare brands, see customer favorites, ask a friend for advice. Online shopping done right.
The Lakers are the heart and soul of our home.
Whenever you look in this town, that's the team.
Now, and for generations, a family tradition that keeps the legacy alive.
This incredible place with all these incredible people.
Connected by one love, one team.
The 2025-2026 Los Angeles Lakers on Spectrum Sports Network. The heart of our city beats here. Welcome back to the Lakers Top 10 Transactions.
I think it would almost be possible to explain how much the Lakers are a fabric of the city, how it connects families and neighborhoods.
When a trade happens, our site rises.
If we're doing a radio show, the phone lines are blinking at you before you even started your show.
It's like a coconut telegraph. You can see people running from villages to villages and spreading the word.
We got Shaq. We got Phil Jackson. To show the passion of Laker fans, no matter how small the transaction, or the signing they go to, or they have an opinion about it. And that's great, because that's the kind of fans you want. You want fans able to find there and improve.
In our next transaction, the Lakers acquired a young player who may have come off the bench as a rookie, but he would go on to win 3 championships with the Purple and Gold throughout his Hall of Fame career. Number 8, a worthy number 1 pick. Only once in NBA history has a team won the championship, and exactly 3 weeks later, found itself with the number 1 overall draft pick. But that's exactly the situation that fell into the lap of the 1982 Lakers.
Sometimes you're lucky, sometimes you're good. Sometimes things just fall your way.
The 1982 draft obviously was very controversial. Here the Lakers had gotten this draft pick, a team that just had won 2 out of 3 NBA championships.
This is why a lot of people across the country and across the world present the Lakers.
The Lakers made a remarkable trade back in 1979
in which the Lakers sent Don Ford
to Cleveland for their number 1 draft pick.
Cleveland was so terrible in those days, it turned out to be the number 1 pick, and the Lakers used it to take James Worthy.
For the first pick, he's 6'9", 225 pounds from North Carolina, James Worthy.
Big game James Worthy, who has just won a national championship in North Carolina.
At the time, there was a discussion between James Worthy or Dominique Wilkins.
Individual, I think most people thought Dominique Wilkins was the best player in that draft. He could just do things, the human highlight film, that the others could not.
So Jerry West had a choice between Dominique Wilkins and James Worthy. West, as we all know, looking back, made the right choice, but it wasn't a slam dunk, and it wasn't that obvious at the time. There was a lot of debate.
But when you think about what the Lakers were all about, the type of style that they played, they couldn't have made a better choice than to bring in James Worthy.
Worthy holds it up. Might have heard him goodbye, but he didn't see it. Wow, maybe that'll start something big.
Because he turned out to be an absolute Hall of Famer.
The thing they recognized about James Worthy from the beginning was that he was more than willing to accept a lesser role on a team that still featured the best young guard in the league in Magic, Kareem still at the height of his power, a team that had just won an NBA championship, and he was willing to accept a lesser role and find his niche within the Laker organization.
You knew right then and there that the foundation had been laid for something great.
James Worthy is a purist. He's what the Lakers are all about, playing for the team.
That's why they chose James Worthy as the #1 pick in 1982.
Jerry West saw the special player that James Worthy was over everybody else and decided to go with James over Dominique.
Jerry West made the right choice.
Over the course of his 12-year career, all of it with the Lakers, Big Game James helped his team to 3 NBA championships and was inducted in the NBA Hall of Fame in 2003.
Came from a winning program to a winning program, so it was a blessing for him.
Moving on to number 7, Pat Riley takes the helm. In either what was a crazy risk, a fortuitous accident, or a stroke of genius, the Lakers definitely raised some eyebrows with this transaction. 6 games in the 1981-82 season.
Pat Riley became the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers by sheer accident.
Well, we all look at Pat Riley as one of the greatest coaches of all time, and deservedly so. But you got to remember, when that 1979-80 season started, Pat Riley was up in the broadcast booth.
This guy was Chick Hearn's color analyst. You had Jack McKinney as the initial coach.
And McKinney has a bicycle accident. He's out, as it turns out, he's out permanently.
Paul Westhead becomes the head coach.
They came to Pat and said, we have an opening for an assistant coach. Do you want to do it?
Just kind of fill in until McKinney gets back. Pat didn't say yes right away. He went to Chick. He said, I really like what I'm doing with you. If I leave, can I come back when Jack McKinney comes back? Chick says, I promise you, I will save your spot.
Chick said, I think you'd be a great coach. I think you should try it.
That's how Pat Riley's coaching career began.
Paul had taken over and they had won a championship.
They won a championship in 1980.
But he wore the team out very quickly.
The wheels come off in 1981 in the playoffs.
By his 3rd season, Magic goes off and says he wants to be traded.
In the best interest of the entire Laker organization, we have decided to relieve Paul Westhead as coach of the Lakers.
Great. So why don't you bring Jerry West back as the head coach? Jerry West had proven himself as a head coach. He had done it for 3 years. So they have this press conference to introduce the head coach.
Definitely the strangest press conference I've ever been to.
There's Jerry West. What's Pat Riley doing up there? Is he going to interview Jerry West?
Jerry West had no intention whatsoever of coaching.
And Jerry West thinks they've agreed that Jerry West will become coach once again.
Jerry West stands up. We're making a change.
Jerry West will be the coach.
West went. And just look at his eyes. Wow.
Will be the offensive coach, whatever that means. And Pat Riley will be a coach.
So Jerry West takes the podium
in front of all of us and announced, no. Pat Riley's the coach. So the time it took him is get up from the seat and walk over to the desk and get in front of the microphone. He decided that Pat Riley was going to be the coach.
The most astounding thing that I ever saw involving the Lakers in a long madcap history.
So aside from the shock of Jerry West going, I have to coach. If not, I'm sure Pat Riley would be a great coach. Why would we think that?
There was nothing to distinguish Pat Riley as a player. Wilt Chamberlain called him the worst player that he ever played with.
But Jerry West knew that Pat Riley was somebody who might go into the job.
He was there for a while. and then simply stopped going. They had Magic Johnson, who was an incredible leader, maybe the greatest of all time.
You know, they had leadership coming out of their ears. They were going to fire Paul West. It was not a reach for Jerry West to let Pat Riley give it a shot.
And the one thing beyond the exterior of Pat Riley people did not see is willingness to just work and work and work to find the right dynamic for that Laker team.
The guiding force, I think, behind the swagger, that all came from Pat Riley.
He's going to make history. He knew what he had. He knew he had this. He's got this Rolls Royce. He's going to show this thing off.
A lot of people didn't see that coming.
First year they won the championship, the first of 4.
When you look at what he's done in his basketball career since that moment, it's pretty hard to argue with the fact that he's as influential as they come.
After the break, the Lakers add some much-needed zen to the locker room.
He's the Zen master, so he can speak to you. He can speak to you, and you don't need a microphone. He can hear you.
And the NBA's biggest personality comes to Hollywood. Big Banana,
Big Aristotle,
Wilt Chamberlain, the big agave. Our countdown of the Lakers' top 10 transactions continues. Next.
I need to get new bottles before too.
Just follow me on Prospects. Copy mine.
Okay, that's all down the copy. You know, to original. I did this one. Prize picks. It's good to be right.
We can tell you Carl's Jr.'s new $5.99 Kelly XL burger has double the beef of a Big Mac for less. Or we can show you the new Kelly XL. More meat, not more expensive. Only at Carl's Jr.
Can you believe this? Doc Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40,
Let me guess, less energy? Less drive?
definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age. Happen to you guys?
Yeah.
So what did you do?
We got new Genix Total T2 from the #1 selling and #1 doctor-recommended testosterone brand comes the Genix Total T2, a unique new formula that combines the ultimate-free and total testosterone booster with a powerful nitric oxide booster that works in just 3 hours. Feel like a new man, leaner, stronger, with more energy and drive. Get your complimentary bottle by texting DARE to 369-369.
That does it. I gotta get the Genix. Just send a text.
For a complimentary bottle. And by the way, she'll like it too.
New T2 is not available in stores or on Amazon. Get your complimentary bottle now. Text AIR to 369-369. Text now and we'll include a bottle of new Genix Thermo X absolutely free.
Smell funky? Get Skunky, the shower anywhere sponges that clean all your funky parts from your head to your feet and everything in between. Just add water, work it into a rich lather, and it's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. A hiking, fishing, or camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. There's a strict limit of 1 family pack per order at this incredibly low price. Order now.
If you order, call 300-414-8704 or visit getskunky.com. That's getskunky.com. Order now.
The Lakers are the heart and soul of our home.
Whenever you look at this town, that's the team.
Now, and for generations,
A family tradition that keeps the legacy alive.
This incredible place with all these incredible people.
Connected by one love and one team.
The 2025-2026 Los Angeles Lakers on Spectrum Sports Network. The heart of our city beats here. Welcome back to the Lakers' top 10 transactions. Before we continue with the countdown, here's a quick reminder of what we've seen so far. In our number 10 moment, Jerry West puts an unreliable Cedric Ceballos for the one and only Big Shot prize. And coming in at number 9, Mitch Kupchak and the Lakers take the basketball world by storm as they turn Kwame Brown into all-star power forward Pau Gasol. And at number 8, Before the Lakers have a chance to polish off the 82 Finals trophy, they make history by becoming the only NBA franchise ever to follow up a championship with a #1 draft pick.
They couldn't have made a better choice than to bring in James Worthy.
And sliding in at number 7, Jerry West's reluctance to head back to the sideline leaves Pat Riley to captain the ship.
I'm sure Pat Riley would be a great coach. Why would we think that?
4 championships later, Riley is revered as a Laker legend. That brings us to number 6, the hiring of another legendary Lakers head coach. The summer of 1998, the Lakers would reflect on yet another season of failed expectations. Their last championship was exactly a decade ago under Pat Riley, and their most recent finals appearance was in 1991, only to fall to a legendary Chicago Bulls team led by a sophomore head coach named Phil Jackson.
In 1999, the Lakers close out the season having fired Del Harris and hired Kurt Rambis for the balance of the year.
The Lakers needed somebody to guide a very talented team.
Shaq in the prime of his career. Kobe now emerging as one of the true stars of the NBA.
They were both alpha dogs.
Needed somebody who could come in and command the respect of both of the team stars.
They were going to be a great duo one day. You knew that they were going to be a great team one day. But the question was, how long could they wait?
They needed some strong leadership, a coach who had some championship medal.
Without further ado, the new coach of the Los Angeles Lakers, Phil Jackson.
One season removed from a three-peat.
I called a friend of mine, Judd Bushler. Judd played with the Chicago Bulls, won 3 rings with them. And I said, tell me about Phil Jackson. Does Phil know what he's doing, or did he just win 6 rings because he had Michael Jordan? He literally said to me, Peter, if the Lakers don't win a championship within 3 years, it's the players' fault. They should all be traded.
Phil Jackson making his debut as coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
That was the Lakers saying, it's time.
We're serious about winning.
It's time for you two to take the next step forward.
You're going to play together, and you're going to win together. When this individual spoke, you listened, you didn't talk back, and you didn't cause any problems.
He knew the right formula to work with superstars.
When he walked into the room, he was more than you did. He knew things you could never imagine of.
He recognized what they had the chance to build.
Phil Jackson wouldn't take a job that wasn't special. He's not going to be the coach of the Milwaukee Bucks.
And remember, it was the first year the Lakers were in the Staples Center. New building, new team, everybody wanting to see if Phil could duplicate the success in Chicago.
I knew from day one that Phil Jackson was going to have a major impact on the Lakers.
Felt like it was going to happen overnight.
Right away, they ended up winning a title.
3 titles in his first 3 seasons.
Out of that three-peat in 2000, led the Lakers to 5 championships.
He was able to immediately get Shaq to bring his game up to the next level. He convinced Shaq, guess what? You can actually play defense, Shaq.
The best thing about Phil Jackson is that he didn't overcoach. One of the most famous shots of Phil is sitting on the bench with his arms folded while his team's going on an 0-for-15 run.
I remember in his first training camp, he had the guys run around and hold hands.
He did it his way.
And no one questioned him.
He taught the players how to work through things on their own, and they were prepared for anything. And I think that's what makes him the greatest coach in NBA history.
Moving on with the top 10 transactions in Lakers history. Number 5, Shaq comes to Hollywood. In the summer of 1996, Jerry Buss and Jerry West were hard at work, carefully moving the pieces to open up their roster and roll out the red carpet for a free agent that would impact the culture of the franchise.
It's almost like you're watching this guy play in Orlando and you're thinking to yourself, when's he going to be a Laker?
When Shaquille O'Neal came into the league, he was a supernova. He was literally ripping down baskets after dunks. It was changing the way basketball is played.
The easiest decision Dr. Buss ever had to make, it was Shaquille O'Neal, the most dominant force in basketball.
But it really wasn't that easy. It wasn't just the free agent signing. They had to do a lot to position themselves to have enough money to offer him.
On the day of the 1996 draft, the Lakers traded starting center Vlade Divac to the Charlotte Hornets for 17-year-old rookie Kobe Bryant, clearing a whopping $95 million of cap space to offer Shaquille O'Neal. Orlando general manager Pat Williams planned to go all in to re-sign the big man. But Jerry West cleared another $3 million in order to lure the most dominant center in a generation to Los Angeles.
There was going to be a lot of hurdles to get Shaq into a Laker uniform. And we've heard Jerry West many times saying this almost killed him.
He told me a pursuit of Shaquille O'Neal was the most nerve-wracking, emotionally exhausting thing he had ever done as a member of the front office.
They had to jettison half the team. They traded Anthony Peeler and George Lynch to Vancouver. They renounced the rights to 6 or 7 free agents. If they don't actually get Shaq, if he stays in Orlando or goes somewhere else or whatever the case might be, they're left with whoever they can pick up on the scrap heap. It was an enormous risk they were taking.
We're all talking. Yeah, Shaq's gonna come here. I'm thinking, oh, he's not. Shows up, Laker uniform. Oh yes.
$121 million over 7 seasons.
What? Magic never got, Kareem never got that, LT never got that.
Can you give so much money to somebody who can't hit their free throws in the fourth quarter?
That was a dart. Just missed.
That contract turned a lot of people's heads, but I think we can all agree it was money well spent.
They made him feel like he was destined to be here. You know, you remember that Sports Illustrated cover with him, George Mikan, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the cover saying, these are the great line of Lakers centers, and it's time for Shaq to carry that torch.
He came at the same time as Kobe. They were actually part of the same strategy.
And the marriage between Shaq and Kobe all came together when they brought in Phil Jackson. And they won 3 consecutive titles in a row in Phil's first 3 years.
Shaquille always had an LA thing, but he used to keep a car out here in a garage. He had a Mercedes-Benz that he kept out here that he owned, just so you didn't have to try to rent one from Hertz.
Shaq is Hollywood. That smile, the entertainment value, what he brought, it was perfect.
The Lakers were the franchise that he needed to be at because the Lakers were the biggest franchise in the world. He was a larger-than-life player, a larger-than-life human being.
3 titles later, 3 Finals MVPs later, I think we can all agree, and Shaq would definitely agree, if anything, he was underpaid.
When our countdown returns, the Lakers make a pair of trades to land 2 of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Best Laker player ever. There is not a single player in the history of the NBA that can match the resume.
Definitely had to think about it. Now that I've thought about it.
America is blessed with countless servicemen and women who have bravely fought on our behalf. They've paid the price in body and spirit so we can enjoy our freedom.
I joined the military during a very active period of war. I absolutely went into it with the idea that I could die. Both my legs were amputated due to an IED that I sustained while I was deployed in Iraq. I mean, I'm still here, so there must be something more.
Far too many struggle to get the care and benefits they earn through service and sacrifice. Disabled American Veterans is a lifesaver for our injured heroes. They help service members of all ages get the help they need, but they can't do it alone.
There were moments of frustration where you can't do this anymore, you can't go here anymore. I absolutely felt like I lost my purpose.
I'm asking you to join me and other patriotic Americans and donate only $19 a month, just 63 cents a day. Your monthly donation will help veterans like Nick Colcher. For 100 years, DAV, Disabled American Veterans, has been fighting to keep our promises to our injured heroes each and every day, ensuring that our sons and daughters get the care and assistance they deserve. You'll help them get the financial and medical benefits they've earned and receive the care and emotional support they need. When you call or go online right now with your pledge of just $19 a month, we'll send you this DAV blanket as a way you can share your support of our brave veterans. Join me and other patriotic Americans and support DAV. For only $19 a month, just 63 cents a day, you can say thank you in the most meaningful way. Please, Call or go online to helpdav.org and donate now. Thank you, and God bless you.
Domino's hit the streets with their perfect combo. 2 pizzas and 2 sides, and asked, how much do you think it all costs?
$30.
Close, but nah, because it's all $19.99. It's the perfect combo from Domino's.
I depend on my car, so I take care of it with parts from rockauto.com. Everything I need to know is at Rock Auto. My car isn't rare, but when I fix it myself, it's special.
All season long, your home for all the news on the purple and gold is Access Sportsnet Lakers. Before tip-off, our panel of experts break down the day's matchup.
He's proven to be a threat offensively. I love that little mid-range game. Very impressive.
And after the final buzzer, head back to the studio for post-game reaction, highlights, and interviews.
When you got the size, and skill advantage, you take over, and that's what he did today.
Access Sportsnet Lakers, pre- and post-game coverage on Spectrum Sportsnet. Welcome back to the Lakers' top 10 transactions. Number 4, the trade for Kareem. One of the most prolific scorers in NBA history started as a scrawny 7'2" kid from New York named Lou Alcindor, who led the UCLA Brewers to 3 national championships and an astonishing 88-2 record. The Milwaukee Bucks made the Bruin big man the first overall pick, and he dominated right away, winning Rookie of the Year, and in his second year, a league MVP and an NBA championship. And the day after the finals, there was a name change.
Kareem at the time was the best player in the league.
He was playing in Milwaukee. He won a championship in Milwaukee. He was playing with Oscar Robertson, who was one of the all-time greats, but he just hated the Midwest.
He went to high school in New York, and people in Los Angeles knew him because he went to UCLA.
And he made it very clear that he'd go come back to LA or play in New York, but he wasn't going to stay in the Midwest.
People forget that when he came to the Lakers in the mid-'70s, they didn't have a lot of talent.
Jerry West was gone, Wilt Chamberlain was gone. They were a team in transition. Where were they going to get their next guy? They had to make an impact. And now the Milwaukee Bucks had also had it down here in 75, and suddenly there was a rumor that maybe somehow, some way, the Lakers could put together a trade.
Jack Kemp jumped on that and pulled off this deal.
I happened to be a member of the Lakers at that time, and the Lakers traded away just about half the team.
Elmore Smith, Junior Bridgman, Dave Myers, Brian Winters. Basically, we were trading him our starting lineup.
And let's not forget, Laker fans, the first year that Kareem was a Laker, they didn't make the playoffs.
They basically had to just wait until they got another part to put with it.
And that part magically appeared in 1979, when another NCAA champion was the Lakers' first pick in the draft.
Magic and Kareem together were an unstoppable force.
Abdul-Jabbar went on to win 5 more championships with the Lakers, and along the way, became the all-time NBA scoring champion.
The best center to ever play the basketball game, the #1 scorer in the history of the game.
The captain is clearly one of the all-time NBA greats, and another example of why messing with the Lakers front office is tricky business.
When the Lakers would knock on your door, it was as if they were going to rob you. Bill Sherman, Jerry West, Mitch Kupchak, these guys know how to pick your pocket.
That was a knockout win for the Lakers. You can't even debate otherwise.
Up next is number 3, the Mamba arrives. Lakers Hall of Fame guard Jerry West earned the name Mr. Clutch by hitting shots when the game was on the line. But Mr. Clutch would continue to make big plays as general manager of the Lakers when he had the foresight to take a chance on a 175-pound high-flying teenager from the suburbs of Philadelphia.
The conventional wisdom about kids coming straight out of high school into the NBA is that it was reserved for big men only. Starting with Moses Malone back in the day, Kevin Garnett obviously had just made the jump.
There hasn't been a guard drafted out of high school.
Until Kobe Bryant made that leap.
He really had an LA thing. He had come out to look out for them, to fall in love with him. They'd gone home for dinner with Jerry West, become friends with Jerry's kids. You know, he was playing video games with them.
Chick Hearn told me that story. Chick said his phone rang one day, and he picked up the phone. It was Jerry West on the other end, and Jerry was like breathless. Chick says, "What are you doing? Running? Are you out running?" He goes, "No, I just saw a workout by the greatest 17-year-old I've ever seen. I have to have this kid."
The problem was they didn't have lottery picks.
Well, Laker fans owe a debt of gratitude to that Arn Teller, who was Kobe's first agent.
He had told the top teams drafted, don't take Kobe.
If you take him, you're going to blow the pick.
He'll go to Europe. That's what his dad did. He grew up in Italy. He'll be fine over there.
Jerry West had cut a deal with Sharkey that if Kobe was still on the board, they would take him and then trade Vlade Divac for the rights to Kobe.
He finds out the last moment that New Jersey is going to take him. He has his agent tell New Jersey, Kobe doesn't want to be there. It's too close to home. The Nets general manager wanted to take Kobe anyway. John Calipari, who was the coach, said, nah, we won't do it. They took Kerry Coons instead.
With the 13th pick in the 1996 NBA draft, the Charlotte Hornets select Kobe Bryant from Lower Merion High School in Pennsylvania.
As soon as he was picked, the wheels were already in motion.
Jerry West steps in, trades Vlade. We love Vlade. Really one of the best players that they have on their roster. For beer. I don't love that guy.
Now, Jerry West, once he did that, had no...
Vlade Divac was some high school kid, a guy who was so young that his parents had to co-sign his contract with him.
They didn't have Shaq yet, so they were rolling the dice, something Jerry West loved to do.
Not only did they get Kobe Bryant out of that, that's one of the key ingredients of signing Shaq.
My initial reaction when I saw Kobe Bryant first take the court as a Laker, this is a Jordan wannabe. He shot a lot.
Clearly a project player.
But the one thing you did know, if Jerry West went and got him, those are pretty damn good reasons.
The quality of his fundamentals and his footwork and the repertoire that he already had. Jerry West understood how hard Kobe had to work, the attention to detail that it took to have that skill set.
You gotta give him so much credit, not just to draft him, but to put him in a position where he was going to be based in the franchise going forward.
Everybody's got a pressing the trade, but Jerry West saw the future.
Why are the seats packed every night? When a Lakers game is close or tied at the end, and the Lakers are in possession, and you know that in the timeout, the opponent said, do not allow Kobe to get that ball. Somehow, some way, Kobe usually manages to get the ball. There's always a chance when Kobe is on the floor.
Lakers down, in trouble, quickly, Bryant, three from the corner.
Think about the history of the Lakers now. They will play 20 years with the Lakers, and all because of that draft day trade and the foresight that Jerry West had. He will be the longest tenured player of any player in franchise history for anyone. And now it's going to be Kobe, and it's all because of that.
After the break, Showtime is born when a rookie point guard and a visionary rookie owner are brought together by a stroke of incredible luck.
It came that close, the flip of the coin.
Our number 1 and number 2 moments are coming up next when the Lakers' top 10 transactions returns.
Anyone home? And there I be. How's it going, honey? There's a lot to take care of. More sympathy cards. Your mom was well loved. I hope you know how grateful she was to have you. I know. Speaking of grateful, what is it? It's a check from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company. Mom's life insurance. Life insurance? So soon? Just like you said. From my sister. Always looking out for her family. I can still hear her. I don't want my bills to be your problem. This check will help with lives.
If you're age 45 to 85, you can't be turned down for up to $25,000 in life insurance from United of Omaha. Policies start at just $6.38 a month, and benefits could be paid in as little as 24 hours.
How did she qualify? You didn't have to issues. With these policies, her issues don't matter. She was so relieved.
Policies are available with no health questions, no medical exam, no blood tests.
I just assumed life insurance would be way over my budget. No one kept a tighter budget than mine. If she can manage the rates, you can too. But did her rates go up every year? No. There's a rate lock built into the policy.
Policies start at just $6.38 a month. Your rate is locked in for life. The cost of a funeral can be $9,000 or more. With one call, you can give your loved ones the protection they need to help pay these costs. And unlike some policies, benefits are payable from the first day.
Mom just felt better knowing we had help, and I couldn't be more grateful. You should call your 911 mom. I guess I've never stopped living for my big sister.
Don't put off life insurance. Call United of Omaha today.
Call 800-910-7823. You can't be turned down. Call today to lock in your rates. 800-910-7823. That's 800-910-7823.
The Lakers are the heart and soul of our home.
Whenever you look at this town, that's the team.
Now, and for generations, a family tradition that keeps the legacy alive. This incredible place with all these incredible people connected by one love and one community.
The 2025-2026 Los Angeles Lakers on Spectrum Sports Net. The heart of our city beats here.
NFC, AFC, offensive linemen, defensive tackles, quarterbacks, and cornerbacks are all living united to ensure the academic success of millions of kids in our communities all the way to graduation day. But that won't happen without you. So take the pledge at unitedway.org. Make a difference in the life of a child. Suit up like your favorite NFL players and become a volunteer reader, tutor, or mentor with United Way.
Welcome back to the Lakers' top 10 transactions. The Lakers have made so many brilliant transactions over the years that it was hard to whittle this list down to 10. Let's take a look at one that didn't make our countdown. The trade for Byron Scott.
Jerry Buss had scouted Byron Scott at Arizona State, and he said, this is the guy who can take us into the next 10 years of Laker basketball.
One afternoon, I get a call from Jerry West. Young man, we're trying to make a trade for you today, and if it doesn't happen by 2 o'clock, it's not going to happen. 2:30 came around, I said, I guess I'm still a Clipper. I'm walking outside, the phone rings, and Jerry West says, congratulations, you are now Los Angeles Lakers. And that was probably the happiest day of my life.
And because of that trade of Byron Scott for Norm Nixon, the Clippers are now scared to deal with the Lakers because they're afraid they're going to get hoodwinked.
Let's continue on with the countdown to number 2, a magical transaction. The story of one of the most legendary point guards ending up in Los Angeles started with another guard who spent most of his career with the Lakers, Gail Goodrich. The Lakers decided to let Goodrich go via free agency in 1976 as the 11-year vet signed with the New Orleans Jazz. But there was a legal gotcha for New Orleans. Due to league rules at the time, because Goodrich signed with the Jazz as a veteran free agent, the Jazz had to compensate the Lakers. The Jazz did so by giving Los Angeles 3 draft picks, including its first round pick in 1979. Little did they know how significant Goodrich's departure would be for the team's future. When the Jazz finished with the league's worst record in the 78-79 season, the Lakers found themselves holding the number 1 overall pick in the 1979 NBA draft.
I was on a college recruiting trip, and I had visited Michigan State. And so I wanted to see who this 6'9" point guard was. I mean, I had no idea and no way I was going to Michigan State, but I had those 6 visits, and I wanted to go see who this guy was.
Most of the country would soon be introduced to Magic, as nearly a quarter of all American television viewers tuned in to watch Magic and the Michigan State Spartans take down Larry Bird and the Indiana State Sycamores in the 1979 National Championship game. After 2 years in college, Magic made himself eligible for the NBA draft.
So the Lakers had the first pick in 1979.
In those days, the bottom team in the Western Conference and the bottom team in the Eastern Conference would flip a coin to see who got the number 1 pick. And the Lakers had the Jazz pick through the Dale Goodrich trade. The number one pick in the Eastern Conference was the Chicago Bulls. We're talking about a flip of a coin. If that coin goes the other way, Magic Johnson on the Chicago Bulls. Think about that.
The Magic Johnson that came out of Michigan State still had a lot of question marks. Namely, could he shoot the basketball? He was a mismatch as a 6'8", 6'9" point guard. He just played against lesser guys, could pass over him. It's not going to be the case in the NBA. They're going to expose him for his weaknesses. I remember personally thinking the number one pick should have been Sidney Moncrief.
Why take Magic Johnson?
Jerry Bucks. It's that simple. He could sense, he could feel this magnetic pull Urban Johnson had. Magic would be entertaining. Magic was charismatic.
The Los Angeles Lakers select Urban Magic Johnson, kicking his bag, 6'8", 200 pounds.
Showtime ended, and it was a circus. I remember sitting in the stands with him, like his first press conference, just him outside, and his head was going like a windshield. And I'm saying, oh, what the heck are you doing? He said, I can just see myself running up and down the court, passing with all these fancy passes, doing whatever I have to do, jumping into the stands, selling popcorn. We're going to have fun now. I said, oh, yeah.
Playing our first game in Magic's rookie year down in San Diego, at the end of the game, I hit a really long hook shot to win the game for us. And Magic was just ecstatic tonight. I reminded him that we had 81 more games. And I found out how it was okay to enjoy the moment. It's okay to stop and smell the roses along the way.
Magic would go on to win 3 NBA MVP awards and become recognized as one of the greatest players in the history of the league. But it was in that very first year, in his very first championship, that the world knew Magic Johnson was someone special.
I got a hit in Game 5 against the 76ers in 1980.
The Lakers are not going to win Game 6. We all get on the plane. First seat on the left by the window. That was Kareem's seat. Irvin goes up and sits down in that seat. And he turns around and looks at all of us and says, have no fear, EJ is here.
Magic Johnson is going to start at center. The single greatest game ever played by a Laker. 42, 15, and 7. Playing all 5 positions at some point in that game.
When you look at Magic coming in and being the rookie that he was, setting the foundation for what lay ahead with the Showtime era, winning a title in Dr. Buss's first year, I think drafting Magic Johnson might be the most significant moment in this franchise's history.
Magic would lead the Lakers to 5 titles. And in 1979, the New Orleans Jazz would relocate to Utah and are still looking for their first championship. After the break, we reveal our #1 moment, which changed the Lakers and professional basketball forever.
Is one word, Showtime.
Visionary. A father figure to me.
Keep steady and rest your head. Don't you be pulled by the silence. Get ready for the storms ahead. We are the land of the lion.
There is fear in our communities, growing threats to our freedoms, and it's getting worse every day. I wrote this song to meet this moment, and if you're outraged too, the time to fight is now. Because all of us at the American Civil Revolution are fighting with you. And together, we're forced to be right. So please, join us as a guardian of liberty today. You can call or go online to myaclu.org. Your gift of just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, helps protect our democracy and all of our freedoms.
Breathe out, don't keep it in. Grief is a sacred killer. Keep steady and rest your head. And don't be right together.
This is no time to retreat or give up, because when we fight, we win. Together, we'll defend free speech, due process, civil liberties, and all our rights. Please join us. Call or go to myaclu.org today. Use your credit card, and you'll receive this special We the People t-shirt to show you're helping to resist those who take away our rights.
When the sky turns long and we rise, from others rise, who have gone.
because we the people means all of us. Please call or go online to myaclu.org today.
Can you believe this? Doug Flutie and Frank Thomas. You guys look great. Once I turn 40,
Can they guess? Less energy? Less drive?
definitely. It's not your fault. It happens to every man. Testosterone levels drop as you age. It happened to you guys?
Yeah.
So what did you do?
We got new Genix Total T2. From the #1 selling, #1 doctor-recommended testosterone brand comes new Genix Total T2. A unique new formula that combines the ultimate free and total testosterone booster with a powerful nitric oxide booster that works in just 3 hours. Feel like a new man, leaner, stronger, with more energy and drive. Get your complimentary bottle by texting DARE to 369-369.
That does it. I gotta get you Genix. Just send a text.
For a complimentary bottle.
And by the way, she'll like it too.
New T2 is not available in stores or on Amazon. Get your complimentary bottle now. Text DARE to 369-369. Text now and we'll include a bottle of new Genix Thermo X absolutely free.
Welcome back to the conclusion of the Lakers' top 10 transactions. Let's look back at how we got here. At number 10, the trade that brought the Lakers the always clutch Big Shot Bob. Moving on to number 9, Mitch Kupchak's blockbuster trade with Pau Gasol. At number 8, the Lakers draft big game James Worthy.
He was ideal for the Los Angeles Lakers.
For our number 7 man, Pat Riley makes the jump from broadcaster to head coach. At number 6, the legendary Zen master Phil Jackson takes the reins.
He knew the right formula to work with superstars.
Halfway through at 5, Shaq's dominant game and giant personality come to Hollywood.
I remember waking up that morning, seeing the headline in the LA Times, Shaq-Pot.
For moment number 4, the NBA's all-time leading scorer, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, joins the Lakers. Moving on to number 3, the Lakers take a chance on a high-flying high school guard when they trade Vlade Divac for a young Kobe Bryant. At number 2, Showtime is born when the Lakers draft Magic Johnson.
The most significant moment in this franchise's history.
Which brings us to the top Lakers transaction of all time. At number 1, Jerry Buss buys the Lakers. In 1979, basketball as we know it changed forever when a chemist and lifelong Laker fan purchased the Lakers, the Kings, and the Forum. The architect of Showtime, Dr. Buss and his innovations transcended the basketball court and left a lasting impression on every fan of every team, of every sport.
Way before he bought the Lakers, the Kings, and the Forum, he'd tell us, someday I'm going to buy the Lakers.
He loved Los Angeles and he loved the Lakers.
Just to have tickets to go to the Forum was a big deal. One day, phone rang and it was him, and he goes, "Guess what? I just bought the Lakers. I told you I was going to do that."
When Jerry Buss bought the Lakers, it was a $67 million deal, but the Laker portion of it was only $16 million. And because Jack Kent Cook, who owned the team, didn't want to be hit with a huge tax bill, there was this great real estate transaction in which Cook told Buss to get him the Chrysler building in New York, the lease on it. And then they traded, in effect, the Chrysler building for the Forum. Jerry Buss wound up with the Kings, the Lakers, the Forum, and a ranch that Jack Kent Cook had owned.
Jerry Buss knew you couldn't just build a basketball team. You had to build an entertainment empire.
You know what is this one word? Showtime.
Showtime was like a circus act.
Not only Showtime on the court, but you got Showtime in halftime, Showtime in between timeouts.
You never knew what the main event was going to bring you. When he called the NBA and told him he was going to put dancing girls on the court, the NBA yelled at him.
Your team had Laker girls or cheerleaders in basketball.
Said, "I'm doing it anyway."
The Laker girls made cheerleading in the NBA famous. He started inviting the celebrities, actors or actresses.
He wanted to entertain the entertainers and just turn it into an event.
And he said, "You know what, Urban, I'm going to do half an hour. I'm going to bring bunnies and playmates." There was a scene, then Michael Jackson showed up. It was Dr. Buss inviting these people personally.
He also was very instrumental in TV contracts.
At that time, you never showed your home games because then no one would buy tickets. So when he told me that he was going to start the very first regional sports network, I was like, you can't do that.
On the Lakers basketball network, he said, I'm going to put seats on the court.
Maybe 3 people or 5 is a good idea.
Maybe he said, you can't put seats on the court. The players are going to tumble into people. Jerry West said, I'm doing it anyway.
We would be out having dinner. Somebody would come over and with people on the way to see both of us. And, you know, I've always wanted to do this or that for my life, but this happened. Or my mother can't afford me to go to college. Dr. Bush would send that person a check, put them all the way through college. He even took a couple of homeless guys. He said, if you go to school, I'll put you up. Because he was a big believer in education. He used to own apartment buildings. And I looked at him and said, Dr. Bush, you got 20 to 30 people living rent-free.
You can't make no money.
So it's not about that. It's about changing somebody's life.
You just love the guy who appreciates you as a person, not because you was a player or in his organization, but you was a person. He just treated everybody as equal human beings.
Once I became a pro, and I came to this organization, I remember Dr. Jerry West telling me, he said, I want you to be a Laker for life. And the trust that he had in me made me want to go an extra mile.
There is nothing like working in a family business because you feel that when you put in those extra hours, it isn't about money, it isn't about, getting ahead, it's about investing back into your family.
Under the leadership of Dr. Jerry Buss, the Lakers won 10 NBA championships, opened a state-of-the-art arena in downtown LA, and most importantly, energized the city's passion for basketball.
He was also one of the few owners that would never cut corners. If Jerry West, who was running the franchise, or not Mitch Kupchak, would come to him and say, we need to do this, he'd say, do it. And the Lakers became a hit. If this was Broadway, it would have been the longest running show in the history of Broadway.
Even when he was fighting his illness, he was involved in every decision. It really was his love. He loved the Lakers.
I look back on the 80s as the best decade of NBA basketball that there ever was.
It just all blended in one.
It was special. I mean, you just felt the life in the first winning total.
This was the time for guys and franchises to shine.
The 1980s marked what many consider the birth of a modern era in the NBA. The decade began with the introduction of two of basketball's most legendary players, Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Joined by stars both new and old, the NBA quickly transformed itself into a worldwide phenomenon, filled with excitement, intense rivalries,
It always happens to be Boston Celtics and LA Lakers time.
and unforgettable moments. These are the Lakers' top 10 memories of the 1980s. Number 10, Kareem retires. On April 23, 1989, the Lakers honored Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in his final season as a player. Transcending local stardom, Kareem was showered with gifts and praise as he played his final games in each city throughout that memorable season.
Let's hear it. Here is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Kareem's retirement was one of the coolest things that I've seen. There was the captain in his sweatsuit, Chick Hearn, Pat Bryant, Magic Johnson.
At that time, they were really doing farewells. They were really doing them up big.
I just remember all the cool gifts Kareem got that year as he taught around the league in his retirement ceremonies.
They gave him a rocking chair. That was the big joke.
Come on over here. We got to show you what we got. Since you've been carrying us on your back for all these years, we decided to get you something that will carry you.
But Pat Riley, you know, he had everybody pass the hat for 112 for 115 on the Rolls Royce. Even if they got a markdown on the thing, you know, it was still a Rolls Royce.
I think that we look for heroes and people that we can respect and want to be like. I know I always want to be like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
You want your heroes and you want your idols and you want those guys that you grew up playing to play forever. It was kind of sad out there actually as a senior in high school to know that the cap was coming to the end of his time. You know, Kareem was our captain.
It was kind of the bookend at the end of a unforgettable career. We wanted to pay homage to a man that had carried the organization for so many years and, you know, this complete package.
His impact on the franchise, you know, he's right there with Magic. You know, no Kareem, who knows if Magic wins any championships.
You gotta remember, Kareem won 6 titles, 5 with the Lakers, 1 with the Milwaukee Bucks, and he won all 3 years of college, and is the all-time leading scorer. So when you talk about Kareem, you can easily make the argument that he was the greatest player of all time.
As I saw him rocking back and forth, I saw somebody that played the game of life between his ears.
Our countdown continues with number 9, surviving the Memorial Day massacres. Part of what made the 80s such an exciting decade of basketball was the parity that existed between the league's top teams. The 1985 NBA Finals was a perfect example of that parity. In Game 1, the Lakers were beaten by the Celtics by 34 points. A loss so embarrassing, it was instantly dubbed the Memorial Day Massacre. But instead of a setback, the Lakers used the loss to inspire them to come out swinging in Game 2. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar led the team with a double-double and eventually an NBA title over their hated rivals.
Well, the first game of the 1985 NBA Finals was on a here we go game. I mean, after all those losses to the Celtics, or after all the high hopes that this was going to be different, to get blown out by 34 points.
148 to 114. Every single shot the Celtics throw up goes in. You're sick as a Laker fan at that point. Like, you just want to beat the Celtics. You've had enough.
Every single time. You start thinking, okay, the Lakers lost all those championships in the past with Jerry West, and they just beat us. And now we're going for another. And so you have that anxiety because the pressure's on you. And you got to change history here.
They deserve a lot of credit. Looking back, you know, if a 7-game series can be decided in one game, then it would be over. But there's going to be 6 more basketball games.
You have this anxiety, but we practice. Pat Riley is motivating us.
And before Game 2, Pat had been saving this kind of like a Newt Rockney speech.
He said, a man stands up. There are a few times in your life where you have to stand up and show everybody who you are. This is one of those times.
And that speech, I'll talk to the players later, it fired them up. They responded.
He made a commitment that whatever happens, we're going to leave it all in the court.
The aggressiveness of the Lakers. Both hands. Magic to James Worthy.
We decided that if it's going to be physical play, we can play like that too. And we did. And we took it to him from that point on.
It did something for Kareem. I don't know what it did. And when that game started, the big fella was ready.
Good on the shot clock. Kareem goes up and stumps it through.
It was like, what are we going to do about last night? What are you guys going to do about tonight? So it was a great mano-a-mano moment.
When he started throwing those sky hooks and running like a 18-year-old up and down the court, it just spread. It was so contagious. And from that moment, from game 2, we know we're going to win a championship.
Kareem had 30 points and 17 rebounds in Game 2, and the Lakers went on to win the series in 6, claiming their first ever over the Celtics. In a series with 9 eventual Hall of Famers, it was the captain who took home the Finals MVP.
It feels good, to know that you're not dead. They have people throwing dirt on my face. It's good to know that I was a little premature.
Coming up next, Big Game James has one of the biggest games in Finals history.
It's one of those situations where you're not going to be denied. And the tougher the bad boys got, the more it just played into my game.
And Kurt Rambis received one of the biggest hats in Finals history. When the Top 10 80s Memories continues.
Hi, I'm Ed Harris, proud supporter of DAV, Disabled American Veterans. If this year has shown us anything, it's how important it is that we take care of one another. It has been especially challenging for our disabled veterans who are in need of critical health care and benefits.
I joined the military during a very active period of war. I absolutely went into it with the idea that I could die. Both my legs were amputated due to an IED that I sustained while I was deployed to Iraq. I mean, I'm still here, so there must be something more.
There's never been a greater time to show your support for our nation's greatest heroes.
There were moments of frustration where you can't do this anymore, you can't go here anymore. I absolutely felt like I lost my purpose.
For 100 years, our heroes on the battlefield who gave and lost so much have been able to count on DAV because of our donor heroes who give every month. Even though our history is long, the future is uncertain. We need a new generation of donors to stand with our veterans who will need us tomorrow. Please join Disabled American Veterans today and make sure disabled veterans get the benefits they've earned for generations to come. Just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, helps disabled veterans get the support and services they urgently need right now. Get this patriotic DAV blanket when you call and give just $19 a month as a reminder of the sacrifice our nation's greatest heroes have made for you. There are so many more disabled veterans and their families who still need your support. Please join me in making sure this vital support never stops by calling now or donating at helpdav.org. Thank you, and God bless you.
Hey, I'm at the game. And we should always use Game Time for tickets. They're dropping cool features like zone deals and price drop alerts so we can go to more games and shows. Finally, the ticketing app that actually gives a fuck. Download the app today.
Our lawyers said we couldn't name this new Carl's Jr. burger the biggest burger for the smallest price burger. So we did the Cali XL, charging more for half the meat? Not loving that. Get it now for a limited time, only at Carl's Jr.
The Lakers are the heart and soul of our home.
Whenever you look in this town, that's the team.
Now, and for generations, a family tradition that keeps the legacy alive.
This incredible place with all these incredible people, connected by one love, one team.
The 2025-2026 Los Angeles Lakers on Spectrum Sports Network. The heart of our city beats here.
I look back on the 80s as the best decade of NBA basketball that there ever was.
I think what defined the NBA in the 80s was literally the NBA being safe.
Well, the 80s, I think the league was in a crossroads. There were real questions on whether the NBA could survive as a major force. And of course, the biggest change was that Magic Johnson and Larry Bird came around.
Suddenly you had characters, you had storylines, you had teams you could identify with.
The Boston Celtics, Los Angeles Lakers, Detroit Pistons, Philadelphia 76ers, all powerhouse teams, and the league really became invigorated.
Jordan coming in 84, it had just never been that popular, and also was being viewed by more people.
And a lot of that had to do with the way that Jerry Buss conducted business with the Los Angeles Lakers. Because with him, it wasn't just about having stars on the court. We need stars in the seat. And it really changed the perception of the NBA as a whole.
You know, it was really a star-studded league. There was a lot of stars' personalities.
I still have those tapes, and I'll never get rid of them. I got a VHS machine in my house just so I can watch the 80s finals games between the Lakers, the Celtics, and the Sixers. It's the best basketball I've ever seen.
And now, back to the countdown. Number 8, James Worthy's big game.
Big game champions. There are certain people who live for big moments, and James Worthy is one of those.
In what is known as one of the best single-game performances in NBA history, James Worthy racked up a triple-double against the Bad Boy Pistons in the 1988 NBA Finals.
36 points, 16 rebounds, 10 assists.
The performance secured Worthy the honor of the Finals MVP and assured his place in the Basketball Hall of Fame.
Pat Riley, gave us the challenge. Day after we had won in '87. So we hadn't had a chance to go on vacation. We hadn't had a chance to drink more bubbly or anything. He issued that challenge, and it's probably one of the biggest challenges he's ever given in his career.
Next year, we're going to win it again.
No one had repeated in 20 years. We were down 3-2 in that series. Came back to the ball and won Game 6.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals, James Worthy was on a different level from the opening tip. The way that he was attacking the basket, the way he was grabbing rebounds. I didn't know what a triple-double was. I just knew that Worthy was everywhere.
Game 7, NBA Finals, everything on the line. I'm the guy that has the ball in his hands, and that was James Worthy.
Detroit was an extremely difficult team.
Kareem puts pressure on Isaiah, throws the ball.
That was a series in which they battled on even terms from beginning to end.
They figured if they could stop Kareem and Magic, they had a pretty good chance, and they felt like they could, monitor me and diminish some of my contribution, and I was just willing to say, not this time.
What a time to come out. Game 7 against the baddest boys in the NBA at that time, the Detroit Pistons.
It's just one of those situations where you're not going to be denied. You don't care who it is. And the tougher the bad boys got, the more it just played into my game.
The only question I have for you, is this James Worthy wants another ring?
It's very rare that you can come up with your absolute best performance when the spotlight is the brightest. And I think that game put James Worthy in the Hall of Fame.
He had one triple-double in his career. One. And it happened in Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
Game 7, to win it like we did, hits the big free throw to ice it. It just meant that he was big game, and he was clutch.
And that's kind of the game that really put him up there, put his jersey up there on the wall with all the other greats from the Showtime Lakers in the 1980s.
We were determined to win back-to-back. It hadn't been done in 19 years, so that was our mission. I made it my own.
And now, number 7, Mikhail clotheslines Rambis. Of all of the individual plays that defined the NBA in the 1980s, few are as visually striking as the hack Kevin McHale laid on Kurt Rambis during the 1984 Finals. James Worthy fed a hard-charging Rambis during a fast break, where he was clotheslined midair by McHale, sending Rambis crashing to the hardwood. The foul would be remembered as a major turning point in the series, and an indelible moment in one of sports' greatest rivalries.
The worst, but maybe the most important Lakers Celtics moment was in Kevin McHale clothesline on Kurt Rambis, because that showed to all of LA and to the world what thugs the Boston Celtics were. It showed how unfairly they play sometimes. When we see the clothesline play, as a Laker fan, you want to literally jump out and strangle McHale.
So you have the Lakers-Celtics rivalry, and who those guys were, kind of the physical, knock-in-mouth, heart and soul of the two teams.
Kurt was a big guy. He was the Lakers' physical presence. He brought the guys pale every game. But it was McHale and the Celtics Okay, fundamental. This is how you play style. Trying to say this.
You know, when I see McHale coming in as a visiting coach, my head I'm thinking, hey, Barry, man, you don't do that. But as you get older, you realize what 80s basketball is all about. Surprise a little more, though. But still, though, McHale, hate that guy.
And as you remember that series, Lakers crushed them in Game 3 to go up 2-1 in the series. So now you got Game 4, Lakers are up 2-1. You totally expect the Lakers to go up 3-1. Let's take care of business.
And so obviously Kurt got, clotheslined by Kevin McHale.
Kevin McHale took care of it. I don't know what his intentions were, but it kind of threw us all around.
And that kind of changed our whole game when we played. We started forgetting about playing basketball, and we started thinking about getting back.
Anything to throw us off, that was an old Rayon kind of a concept. A winning blow out of the game and incentivize our team. And we just lost it. It's just a bad taste.
We got out of our game, and we made a big mistake, but obviously we learned from that mistake. I think the Lakers, and their fans resolved, you know what, it's not going to happen again. Boston can do this only so much. Enough is enough. And they didn't win that year, but they got it back many times after that. Coming up, Pat Riley makes a fully guarantee. That was a brilliant movie. And one of the decade's greatest voices adds his personal touch to the national anthem. This rendition blew people's minds. When the top 10 80s memories continues.
We get it. Running on E when your bank balance is too can leave you feeling crazy. Cute. But with Dave, you can get your life back in motion with up to $500 in 5 minutes or less. And with no credit check, interest, or late fees, you can keep everything moving. Get Dave because we get you.
Ryan Miller invests the way he wants to invest. Ryan sets his investments to a network. That was using
That voice stays in the car, right?
what voice?
Talk about easier investing.
Stop waiting for online order. Drop off by ship in a few hours. 24 hours a day. On the carrier you choose. We're tracking each step. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this. When they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this. When they could be seeing this. Most men over 40 look into the mirror and see this. When they could be using this. Article 601 Face Cream for Men. First of its kind anti-aging cream designed specifically for men. Fights eye bags, dark spots, and wrinkles. Visit articlem.com and use the promo code on your screen to receive 25% off your entire order. Plus, we've got free shipping, 30-day money-back guarantee. www.articlem.com. Because sleep is over.
All season long, Pilgrim for all the news on the Purple Road is Access Sportsnet Lakers. But more typical, our panel of experts break down the day's matchup.
He's proven to be a threat offensively. I thought that was a mid-range game, very prevalent.
And after the fight buzzer, head back to the studio for post-game reaction, highlights, and interviews.
When you got the side and the skill of that, you take over, and that's what we do.
Access Sportsnet Lakers, pre- and post-game coverage on Spectrum Sportsnet. Welcome back to the Lakers' Top 10 80s Memories. Before we get back to the countdown,
Let's take a quick look back at how we got here. At number 10, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar retires from the sport with honors in 1989.
You could easily make the argument that he was the greatest player of all time.
For the number 9 look, the Lakers survive a tough loss to the Celtics in the 1985 finals.
Kareem goes up to such a third.
And at number 8, James Worthy was a triple double in the 1988 finals. Coming in at number 7, Kurt Rambis is taken out by a savage clothesline from Kevin McHale in 1984.
As a Laker fan, you want to literally jump out and strangle McHale.
Now we continue on with the Lakers' top 10 80s memories. Number 6, Pat Riley's guarantee. After splitting titles with the Celtics in 1984 and 1985, the Lakers captured another championship in Boston in the 1987-88 finals. During the postgame parade, brash head coach Pat Riley surprised the crowd with a bold promise.
I guarantee everybody here, next year we're going to win it again.
Wow. I mean, for all his GQ looks, that dude drove that team hard. People talk about Showtime and it's Magic, Kareem, Worthy, Cooper. They go on down the line. But if you think about what actually inspired those guys, what kind of guided them, what held them together, hard work, concentration, dedication, record,
Riley, if you read any of his books, will tell you that you have to challenge yourself and others. And so he had premeditated that if they won that 87 title, he said they were going to do it again.
I think that guarantee spoke to just the confidence with which the organization conducted itself. And you don't know what comes first, the chicken or the egg. Was it because of Jerry Buss that Pat Riley acted that way? Was it just luck that Pat Riley happened to fit that same image, that Jerry Buss wanted to instill?
It reveals the kind of guy that Riley was. It reveals the expectations that he had for his team, that he had for the franchise, the expectations that these guys have for themselves. It's hard enough going through the course of one season and winning. It takes a lot out of you. But then for your coach to come out and guarantee.
And I guarantee everybody here, next year we're going to win it again.
You want to talk about a lot of pressure being placed on the players that have your coach look at an entire city, an entire crowd, doing the flavor thing and saying, we're going to do it again.
The initial impact that his guarantee had was all negative. There wasn't a single player standing up there that didn't want to kill Pat Riley in the moment.
Well, the reaction from the players was that, give us a couple of months to party and relax and go on vacation. It was a brilliant move.
Anybody who understands success and finishing first and winning on a regular basis knows that it doesn't have no chance.
Put insane pressure on the team and, of course, ignited the competition.
I feel grateful to be part of the team, and I'm guaranteeing everybody here, next year we're going to win it again. They had to play 24 playoff games in order to win that championship. Probably the hardest won championship they've ever had. They'll never forget this moment.
And the funniest thing was that in 1988, when they did indeed repeat, they were up there again on the stage, and Pat Riley got up to the microphone. Kareem grabbed a towel and shoved it in his mouth, so they couldn't guarantee a three-peat.
Well, would you like to step up here and guarantee a third straight to start this off, Coach?
It's comments like that end up working out to those guys that I think kept them on such a perfectly guided path throughout that era.
This only proved the genius of Pat Riley, guaranteeing a title the next year and making those great players that he had, those veteran players, accountable for their actions the next season. And had that work out.
Of 19 years to win a back-to-back.
On to number 5, Marvin Gaye rocks the floor. Referred to by many as the Prince of Soul, Marvin Gaye had long been one of the most influential R&B singers of his generation once the 1980s rolled around. In 1983, Gaye was invited to sing the Star-Spangled Banner at the NBA All-Star Game. Before an entranced foreign crowd, he would sing one of the most replayed and impressive renditions of the song today.
Up until about 5 minutes before he was supposed to sing, nobody could find him. He said, "Where's Marvin?" This is an all-star game, and we don't have anybody to sing the anthem. And here's Marvin walking down the stands. He came in like a regular entrance. He's got those big sunglasses on.
These were big 1983 mirrored sunglasses. He did not take them off. And he steps to the microphone and you know, drum track behind it.
And then he starts singing.
You could tell instantly this was not going to be a normal national anthem.
He's on another planet. He's not singing the national anthem. We all know the melody. We all know how it
Wasn't a typical string section or at the top of the circumstance.
I've heard 10,000 national anthems, but I've never heard a rendition like Marvin Gaye.
This blew people's minds, and not in a positive way. You know, there was a lot of controversy seeing him reinterpret the national anthem the way he did. This is about a year after Sexual Healing came out, so he's seeing a very sexual image. He's also seeing a very political image. You know, what's going on? It's an overtly political album, and to see him on a national stage reinterpreting the national anthem the way he did, it was unforgettable. It was controversial. In my opinion, it was beautiful.
The way he stood there, commanded the arena, had the sunglasses on, did it his way. Still, you watch it to the 30, a little bit chill.
It was a spiritual thing. I mean, you were just feeling the anthem like you never felt the anthem before.
I remember when I got to Jerry West, he was saying, I'm sorry, man. Where can he go? He's one of the greatest anthems in the history of the world. And by the end of it, the crowd was actually clapping along as if they're at a concert.
I sort of remember watching that and thinking to myself, did we just have the Marvin Gaye concert tonight?
Marvin Gaye stands out, the most soulful rendition in the history of national anthems, and nobody could ever duplicate it, nobody should ever try it.
Coming up next, the greatest scorer in NBA history takes his place at the top. He earned it. He deserved it. And Magic is the shot that defined an entire decade of basketball. When the top 10 memories of the 1980s continues.
Hi, I'm Jane Seymour, and I spent years on TV playing a doctor. But I learned about the heartbreaking reality of heart disease and stroke when they touched my own life. My father nearly died before having a quadruple bypass and valve replacement that saved him. And my mom, who was my inspiration, suffered a stroke that took away her speech, her ability to move, and ultimately her life. To see someone so vibrant, so positive, survive so much in life, be debilitated by a stroke, it was devastating. And also a wake-up call. And that's why I'm so passionate about supporting the American Heart Association. They're doing work every day to stop needless deaths. But they simply can't do their life-saving work without you. So please, call now or go to helpheart.org. And for only $19 a month, just 63 cents a day, your donation will go to work to do amazing things. Like fund the next medical breakthrough, get the next person trained in CPR, and the next hospital certified in high-quality cardiovascular care. I hope that you'll open your heart right now and join me. Please, call now or go to helpheart.org. Give $90 a month and we'll send you a special t-shirt that you can proudly wear to show that you're part of the community of monthly donors who are helping save lives. A healthy heart is the spirit of life. It makes it possible to do the things that you love, to spend time with your friends and family and fulfill your life's dreams. But some of you won't have that chance. Heart disease is America's #1 killer and the #1 killer of women. And that's why I do whatever I can to make sure others don't die from heart disease before their turn. So please join me. Call the number on your screen or go to helpheart.org. Donate this Heart Month and your first month's gift will be matched.
With low prices store-wide, eat well for less at Whole Foods Market.
Competition can happen anywhere. Just be sure to keep the trophies cold. A superior smooth taste worth playing for. Michelob Ultra, superior like beer.
The Lakers are the heart and soul of our home.
Whenever you look in this town, that's the team.
Now and for generations, a family tradition that keeps the legacy alive.
This incredible place with all these incredible people, connected by one love, one team.
The 2025-2026 Los Angeles Lakers on Spectrum Sports Network. The heart of our city beats here. Our countdown continues with just a few moments remaining. Up next, the Cat takes his crown. Number 4, Kareem breaks the scoring record. On April 5th, 1980, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar needed only 22 points to pass world champion and become the all-time leading scorer in NBA history. The Lakers were playing the Utah Jazz in Las Vegas at the Thomas & Mack Center when Kareem hit the shot that took him to the top of the list, where he still stands today.
When you're about to make history, there's this sense of excitement and everybody wants to be there.
There's a lot of attention being thrown his way. Whether you're going to break it, how you're going to break it.
I heard before the game, Magic was telling me, listen, Cap, you're going to break the record tonight. And he told everybody else, and I'm going to be the one to give him the assist.
Magic was not going to allow anybody else to make that assist. He chased that ball down until he got it and made sure he got it to Kareem.
And that's what happened.
Everybody's waving their arms. It's in the Kareem. Kareem going left, right hand, The fact that he scored the record breaker with a sky hook, the single most dominant shot in the history of the NBA, was just the cherry on top of the whole Sunday. The shot that banged, the basketball fell around the world. Nobody matches Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Growing up, you emulated his sky hook. He was the captain. So for Kareem to hit the hook and to do it in Vegas, man, it must have been awesome.
It was an emotional night. You know, he broke Will Chamberlain's record.
I want to thank all of you fans for your tremendous support. Thank you very much.
And the other thing that people I think you really changed the way centers play basketball. So it was only appropriate that he set the scoring record. He earned it. He deserved it.
Kareem's scoring record is it's out there.
He's going to score that many points. I'm serious.
Abdul-Jabbar with a around bounds and a reverse slam dunk.
This man has accomplished something that I don't believe, and I mean this sincerely. I don't think this will ever happen again.
It just speaks to the fact that Kareem had the most unguardable shot in the history of basketball. And that's what allowed him to just score at will whenever he wanted.
The sky hook. He could hit from 15 feet. No way you can stop that. To this day, there has never been a shot like the sky hook.
It's funny how Kareem is never brought up in the discussions when people talk about the greatest of all time. And I don't understand why.
He has 6 NBA championships. He won 6 MVP awards, the most of any player in the history of the game. Nobody matches Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
The captain retired with 38,387 points, a record that still stands today. A record he set in the 15th year of a brilliant 20-year career. A record that no player has even come within 1,000 points of passing.
It's just nice to see all that history of longevity come to a point of breaking the best record in the NBA. This is an awesome night for him.
Our countdown continues with number 3, the baby boom. It almost goes without saying that 1980s NBA basketball was defined by the rivalry between the Lakers and the Celtics.
There's nothing like that era when those two teams were so much better than everybody else. It's almost like you could sit there at the beginning of the year and say, okay, see you at the end.
After losing to LA in the 1985 finals, the Celtics were fired up to put another world championship back on their side of the rivalry in 1987.
Lakers had lost in 84 to the Celtics. They beat the Celtics in 85. So 87 was really a rubber match in the finals.
The Lakers had slammed them twice pretty good in Los Angeles. It really came down to Game 4 after the Celtics won Game 3.
As the teams prepared for the critical Game 4 in Boston, tensions were running high.
It was a comeback game. We were down. We came back the second half, and then we had an opportunity to win. Kareem, I think, hit one free throw, missed the second one, went out on McHale, and we set up a play.
Down 106-105 when Coop inbounds to Magic, who's one-on-one against Kevin McHale.
He goes across the middle on a mismatch because they switch, and all of a sudden Kevin McHale's gone. So with about, 4 seconds or so, 5 seconds, I just remember Magic exploring the situation. And he looked at Kareem, and there wasn't enough room for him to get it to him.
But the second Magic got McHale back on his heels with that little hesitation dribble, it was thanks for coming, drive safely, and good night, because there's no way Magic was going to miss that baby stop.
It was an amazing moment because I think time stood still. If you look at the picture, you can see all the people looking up in anticipation of what was going to happen. When he hit it, the Lakers went crazy. And the Garden was completely deflated.
That was Magic's moment. It was one of the greatest calls in Chip's career.
And the funny part about it is McHale and Paris jumped up to block his shot. All Magic had to do was dump that thing off to Kareem.
I ran to the basket. I was wide open. But Irving shot the shot. He went in. He hooked it over the greatest front line in the game at that point. Over those 3 guys.
You're talking about a Boston Celtics team that has Robert Parrish down there, that has Kevin McHale, that has Larry Bird. It's still one of the best front courts in NBA history. And there he is, floating across the lane and letting it go.
So as soon as he hits it, we're all jumping up and down and having a good time, but we forgot there was still no time left on the clock. And they did have a guy named Larry Bird.
The Celtics got the ball back, and Larry Bird, they only had a couple of seconds, and Larry Bird got the ball in the corner.
Bird fires it.
As a Laker fan, and during the Showtime era, and against the Celtics on the parquet floor, so good.
Los Angeles would go on to win the series in 6 games, but it was in Game 4 who won the critical wrist that Magic Johnson and the Lakers won the decade.
To learn that he said that was the ultimate backward shot.
Will it be a series defined by the greatest individual performance in finals history? Or a final series defined by revenge? The answer is coming
But here's where it all fell apart. How Riley knew he would have this extended layoff before they took up the business of the NBA Finals.
Part of the preseason, Obama stopped and Magic Johnson suffered injuries that knocked them out of the finals.
He tried to make his practice through three things, and it all failed.
The 1982 championship.
The thing I remember most about the 1982 finals was the Laker fast break was at speed.
This is one of the greatest magicians in this game ever for the Los Angeles Lakers.
And now, back to the countdown. Number 2, the 1982 championship.
Young man on the main road, and Jim Johnson is ready to start next center.
Play the guard and center. In 1980, the Los Angeles Lakers and the Philadelphia 76ers faced off in the NBA Finals. It was a series that featured 4 future Hall of Famers and one of the NBA's most famous names. With the series tied at 2, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was the story of game 5. The captains were 4 sets, including the game man, all disappeared in starting May part. But when the game was slowed apart, Kareem was forced to sit on game 6. Most of the fans were very telling the big man in the time for himself. However, with the comfort of Magic Johnson, all of the fans, and after the most historic performances in the NBA history.
Everybody feels it's a real
Remember the 76ers got Dr. They were adopted as huge players. Paul Newspaper sometimes says, we're going to play versions from the center. And we have, come on, first of all, a lot of these things are playing, but now he's going to play center.
He's a young kid, he's straight out of Michigan State. He hasn't proven or made himself to be the legend that we all know him to be.
We've got him a plan,
But I sent him on a plane. I said, so he played center, he played forward, played small forward, he played point guard, played shooting guard. When I went upstairs to this kid, and he said, smiled, he said, I know, you're right.
Coming up, it is the single greatest moment I have ever had as a Laker fan. It's the number one Lakers memory of the 80s.
So that was more 49 minutes of
I served in the United States Army, and that's where I started my life. But certainly much of that interpretation of both of my legs and my left hand and my right leg. I was alive, but I didn't know what the rest of my life had in store. Multiple deployments have caused huge problems for those who served in Iraq and Afghanistan. And it's difficult for them to come back and adjust to civilian life.
There were moments of frustration. You can't do this anymore. You can't go here anymore. I absolutely felt like I lost my purpose.
I was looking at it all periods where I wasn't going to be able to do anything for myself. I just didn't want to be here.
Many veterans feel abandoned or alone until DAV steps into their life.
For 100 years, DAV, Disabled American Veterans, has been supporting veterans and their families in their time of need by helping them receive the care and benefits they've earned. Your help is vital to keeping this promise alive.
The biggest struggle is spending the rest of your life in a wheelchair. DAV shows that it was okay to be a disabled veteran.
Disabled Americans made me feel useful again.
DAV came in when I was still fighting my back. Not with the Ross Stadium when I was in.
When you call, go online with your pledge of just $19 a month, we'll send you this DAV blanket as a way you can share your support.
If I can reach out and share with other veterans what I've been through, that's a grand opportunity. And DAV can really make a difference in the lives of many of these veterans.
Please call or go online to helpdav.org and donate. They've given their all for us. Please open your heart and give what you can today. There are so many more disabled veterans who still need your support. Please call now and give Thank you. God bless you.
Smell funky? Get skunky. The shower anywhere sponges that clean all of your funky parts from your head to your feet and everything in between. Just that water working with rich liner that's ready to use. Skunky effectively lifts and removes oil and dirt from your skin and hair without any rinsing required. Just towel dry and you're done without any sticky residue. Skunky is ideal for contractors or anyone who works outdoors. Any physical camping trip wouldn't be complete without Skunky. Skunky is a game changer for all ages and a must for elder care. Call now and get 20 Skunky 60-second shower pads for only $9.99. But wait, order now and we'll send you 5 more absolutely free. That's 25 showers for only $9.99. This is strict limited one family pack to order this incredibly low price. Order now. To order, or visit 704 or visit skunky.com. That's skunky.com. Order now. The countdown is almost complete, with only one 80s memory remaining. But before we reveal the top spot, let's take a look at how we got here. At number 10, the Cat retires from basketball in 1989 as one of the greatest of all time. For moment number 2, the Lakers turned things around in the 1985 finals as they bounced back from the Memorial Day massacre. For moment 2, in the 80s, Big Game James has one of the biggest games in finals history. At number 7, for number 4, Kareem overtakes another legend as the top scorer in NBA history. And number 3, Magic Johnson hits the legendary Junior Baby Skyhook during the 87 finals. And coming in at number 2, Magic does it as a rookie, securing the Lakers the 1980 NBA championship.
The single greatest game ever played by the Lakers.
And now, number 1, the 1985 championship. Before 1985, The Lakers have faced off against Boston in the NBA Finals an astounding 8 times, but have lost every single fight. The Lakers had a 3-2 series lead going into Game 6, but no team in NBA history had ever beaten the Celtics in a championship game at the Boston Garden.
In the 68-69 season, which of course capped off the Lakers lost Game 7 at the Forum, Jerry West, the Finals MVP, still the only ever to do it on a losing team. So here we are, 16 years later. We're coming off this gut-wrenching loss in 7 games to the Celtics.
After the Adidas of the first game of 1985 was the Memorial Day Massacre, 148 to 114, and I thought, you know what? They just have to win.
People giving up. It's only game 1. People have been giving up on the Lakers.
What that 85 team did was say, I'm not fit.
It's just so much losing you can take. Eventually you gotta break through.
Let's win it all. It's time to go back and win. We got an opportunity. We have what we need.
That was the one thing that Pat Riley kept pushing and motivating us to do, is to play our game. Don't let teams disrupt you or take you out of what you want to do. And champions are going to play the way they're supposed to play.
After splitting the first 4 games of the series in Game 5, the Lakers found their sizable lead chipped down the court late in the fourth quarter. Pat Riley called a timeout and reset the Lakers' offense. Magic and Kareem responded by extending the lead. And the Lakers went on to win the game, 120-111.
Where the Los Angeles Lakers hope to achieve something they have never done. The Los Angeles Lakers, by winning 2 of 3 at home in the form out of the NBA, have achieved a 3-2 advantage. They want to stifle the Celtics here today and be proud of the 1985 World Champions.
Everybody picked their games up. I want to do a better job offensively. It's got to do a better job. But it's our defense. We started playing them as a whole instead of breaking it down to the officials.
Pressure is nerves. It's all what you make it. Pressure breaks pipe, or it makes diamonds. It's one or the other. And we had a lot of diamonds in that basketball team.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. The Lakers are the World Champions.
For the Lakers to get to a point where they could say they can arch rival of Boston Celtics in the finals and Washington.
So years ago, with Magic, with Kareem, with Gordon, all those guys actually beat the Boston Celtics as a group. It's a huge thing.
We were representing, all those guys who never won. Jerry West, Elgin Baylor, Will Chamberlain.
After beating them, they're going back to the hotel to celebrate in their city. That made it even sweeter.
It is the single greatest moment I have ever had as a Lakers fan.
The rivalry went from Celtics on top, Lakers on the top, and flipped. The Lakers became the dominant team in the rivalry.
The Lakers finally broke through, finally dispelled the jinx that was against them as the Celtics.
This is remarkable. It is millions in the English language. It could never again be said that the Lakers has never beaten the Celtics.
What are you looking at us for?
Just won some world championships. That's it.
This program is intended solely for informational and entertainment purposes. The content of this program, including any advertising, is not intended to encourage sports betting or any other gambling activity in any state or prohibited zone.
Previously on High Stakes Poker. Philadelphia favored James to James total 7 high. James on a good. John Andrews got saved by the river. And Doug Polk made a play that you had to see to believe.
What did you easily have? You just bet a lot in a very, very little. I mean, I think I'm either dead
Or like, you just have like a ton of people yesterday. So yesterday for the day, and then he has to get every day. So like, wow, this is a whole.
The money they're paying for is real. It's their own money. It's coming right out of their pocket.
The talk.
So for him to come through and hit a home run, you don't expect anything else from Joey. He's going to come through.
Certainly don't expect anything less from the now four-time MVP. Number 9, a pair of firsts for Shohei Ohtani, the pitcher. June 16th made his Dodgers pitching debut against the Padres, and then he would get his first and only winning regular season August 27th against the Reds.
John, I felt like when Ohtani signed with the Dodgers, Dodger games were not just sporting games anymore, they were sporting events. And then you mix in this past season him pitching and dominating the way he did. That was a spectacle to behold.
At number 8, rewriting Dodger history books once again in Seattle with this.
There's a high drive, left center field, and it's gone! Shohei Ohtani breaks his own franchise record. In a single season.
Number 55. Yeah, over 100 in his first 2 years with the Dodgers. That's making himself comfortable in the new town.
No player in baseball history has ever hit exactly 55 home runs in a season. Exactly 55.
Number 7, May 30th, against the Yankees, DB outdueled Aaron Judge to lead the Dodgers to an 8-5 win and a pair of home runs against Max Fried and the Show Yanks.
I mean, Judge and Ohtani put on a show that night. Judge homers, and then Ohtani responds against Max Fried and Aaron Judge. It kind of felt like those two guys were in a heavyweight fight, and we're not going to let the other one outdo the other superstar. And Ohtani had the last word that night at Dodger Stadium.
There it is. The Dodgers took 2 out of 3 in that weekend series against the Show Yanks. At number 6, August 13th, back in Anaheim. Billy saw this matchup a few times over the years. Mike Trout, Shohei Ohtani, usually they were teammates, but this time they're opposite each other.
Yeah, this brought up memories of the 2023 WBC when Shohei finished off the Japanese team's championship by striking out Mike Trout.
And he gets him here to be dialing up the heat.
I'm not sure what Trout was looking for right here because he really swung.
Number 5, Shohei saves the day in Arizona.
First and second, one gone, and a tie game in the ninth. And Ohtani torches one, tosses the back, and launches it far. Shohei Ohtani breaks the tie of the 3-run run because of course.
What a scene that was, DB in Arizona.
Well, that was a seesaw game, and Billy Burley earlier in the game kind of over-celebrated a little too soon, and Ohtani knocked him on that punctuation home run.
Certainly did. Dodgers 14-11. Number 4, Shohei Ohtani bobblehead nights. That must-watch TV, Bill, because Shohei always shows out. 389 batting average, almost 1,300 OPS, 3 homers, 8 RBIs on his bobblehead list. Is that all?
It feels like a lot more. It feels like he hits 2 home runs every time they give away a bobblehead. And I think the Dodgers might want to schedule more bobblehead nights for Shohei.
And for this last season, and why not? Just keep scheduling them because he always comes through. Stadium's packed, it's electric, and fans can't wait to get the next one. Number 3, not 1, not 2, but how about 5 in a row, DD? Showing Ohtani homers in 5 consecutive games from July 19th through the 23rd.
To a certain extent, we heard with the Angels, he was a streaky power hitter, and this portion of the season was a great example of that. I'm not saying he's a streaky hitter, but it feels like that's true to form, and he's streaky with the power.
Yeah, he had a 4-game home run streak in about the same month. I mean, he was hot for a while there in the summer.
Number 2, another record for the Big Show World Series Game 3. Went 4 for 4 with 2 home runs, 3 RBIs, walked 5 times. He reached base 9 times in a single game.
Yeah, I think the Brewers, Pat Murphy, instead of holding up 4 fingers, he should have just held him, hold up the calendar and said, keep walking him until, John Schneider, keep walking him until next year.
After the Shohei grows. Shohei Ohtani got monotonous as a starting pitcher that night with 6 innings, 10 strikeouts, went 3 for 3 with 3 homers in this game, Rudy.
Well, it seemed like he was sending a message to everybody that I can pitch and I can dominate both ways, because he was getting questions about whether or not the pitching was affecting his hitting going into that game, and he certainly put all those questions to rest.
He certainly did a night for a lifetime for Shohei Ohtani and any major league player. With greatness comes awards, and Shohei's trophy case already overflowing. This was just from 2025. He won his 4th unanimous MVP, has 2 in each league now, selected the DH of the All-MLB first team, also took on the NL Silver Slugger Award at DH, won the Hank Aaron Award for Best Offensive Player in the National League, Edgar Martinez Outstanding DH Award, named the NLCS MVP, won his 2nd World Series ring, and to top it all off, he was named the AP Male Athlete of the Year for the 4th time. The Dodgers have gone through 3 World Series in a 7-year stretch before they signed Shohei Ohtani, but the trajectory of the franchise team, it seems like it took another huge upward turn once Shohei Ohtani chose to come to LA. I know it's 10 years, it's $700 million, but deferred money aside, it seems like this contract is looking like a bargain for the Dodgers.
Without a doubt, and the Dodgers have been so good at managing the deferral money to Ohtani to bring in more talent. They're not just pocketing that deferral payment, they're actually trying to get more players, and this is literally a new chapter in Dodger history for sure, because their 10-year most dominating baseball has started back in 2013. Feels like this is chapter 3 to that run.
The signing of Ohtani is just turbocharged everything. And he adds so much on the field, MVPs in the first 2 years, but off the field, the revenue that has been generated by him being here, the fact that they were able to defer the money and spend it on other players, it turned it into a rocket ship. I mean, it turbocharged everything.
The way some of the front office explained it to me, they acknowledged the fact that when Andrew Friedman took over, they still had a lot of those contracts and veterans, and they were very creative with continuing to win. Then you sign Mookie Betts or trade for Mookie Betts, and now you sign Ohtani. So there are 3 delineations to the dominance of the Dodgers since Guggenheim took over.
Yeah, it seems like they've already made all that money back on that deal. As maybe the greatest free agent signing in the history of this sport. We saw Mookie Betts as the full-time shortstop in 2025. He put his mark on the postseason with a gem in NLCS Game 3. We'll relive Mookie's best on both sides of the ball coming up. Plus, Mr. World Series Freddie Freeman is the only player with multiple walk-off home runs in the Fall Classic. Freddie added to his legacy as a Dodger legend when the best of the MV3 returned.
Anyone home?
I'm here, Auntie.
How's it going, honey?
There's a lot to take care of.
More sympathy cards. Your mom was real loved. I hope you know how grateful she was to have you. I know. Speaking of grateful, what is it? It's a check from United of Omaha Life Insurance Company. Mom's life insurance. Life insurance? So soon? Just like my sister. Always looking out for her family. I can still hear her. I don't want my bills to be your problem. This check will help my lives.
If you're age 45 to 85, you can't be turned down for up to $25,000 in life insurance from United of Omaha. Policies start at just $6.38 a month, and benefits could be paid in as little as 24 hours.
How did she qualify? You know health issues. With these policies, health issues don't matter. She was so relieved.
Policies are available with no health questions, no medical exam, no blood tests.
I just assumed life insurance would be way over my budget.
No one kept its tight budgeted, huh? If she can manage the rates, you can too.
But didn't rates go up every year?
No, there's a rate lock built into your policy.
Policies start at just $6.38 a month. Your rate is locked in for life. The cost of a funeral can be $9,000 or more. With one call, you can give your loved ones the protection they need to help pay these costs. And unlike some policies, benefits are payable from the first day.
Mom just felt better when I passed out, and I couldn't do that break. You should call your 911 mom. I guess I'm gonna stop lying for my big sister.
Don't put off life insurance. Call United of Omaha today.
Call 800-618-1791. You can't be turned down. Call today to lock in your rates. 800-618-1791. That's 800-618-1791.
Mom was always very self-sufficient, but we started noticing things were off. I was forgetting my responsibilities at work. I told Mom she visit a doctor. Alzheimer's. It was hard to hear that. Early detection gave us time to seek information and support as a family. I've never felt more connected.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together.
Here we go to the night. 3-1 Dodgers. Wilkie steps off. Andrews Game 3 of the NLCS. 2-1 to 1. On the ground in the hole. That's his guy. Shot goes on the ground. It's inside.
He just continues to make great plays. Gold glove conversation at shortstop.
I believe my flexibility to make a better doing my job, going out there and playing short.
In 2025, Mookie Betts became the Dodgers' full-time shortstop, channeling his inner Nomar on that slick play there in the ninth inning of NLCS Game 3. By his own admission, 2025 wasn't the best season for Mookie, but he still found a way to help the Dodgers win. Let's relive the best Mookie moment, starting with his walk-off home run, Bill. It was ring night at Dodger Stadium. What a great night this was. And then Mookie played walk-off blast.
Yeah, that was... Plus, he had missed the whole Japan series with the virus, so you don't expect him to come out and be the man on the first home game like that or the ring night, and he came through. It was pretty exciting.
That was a really exciting night. Great way to cap off. It was a fun weekend opening the season against a really good Detroit Tigers team. Then on September 10th, fast forward, Dodgers taking on the Rockies. Green Light got a 3-0 pitch, Stevie with the bases loaded into grand slam.
This is the part of the season where Mookie Betts picked himself up and found a way to get into a groove going into the season after basically admitting he hit rock bottom at the end of August when the Dodgers were in Tampa. So this is the hot streak of Mookie Betts' season in September.
And then the defense. NLDS Game 2, Phillies have just made it a 4-3 game in the ninth inning. Bill Price and Scott showing Compton, Mookie, and Max Muncy teaming up on a perfect wheel play.
Yeah, and everybody kind of gave Mookie credit for having the idea during the mound meeting where he said, we got to do the wheel play here, because he had learned from Mickey Rowe. Yeah, sometimes you got to do it.
And they pulled it off to perfection, and that really helped save that game for the Dodgers and allow them to go home with a 2-0 series lead over the Phillies. NLCS Game 3, the defensive play we showed you at the start of the segment. DB Mookie Betts with a highlight play to cap his first season at short.
What's incredible, John, is Mookie Betts, there's so many doubters about whether or not he could play shortstop. Most of his highlights this season were defensive highlights, not offensive highlights, and it was somewhat fitting that he was able to make the play against the Phillies in this extraordinary play, and he certainly was excited to prove the doubters wrong.
That's right, he certainly did prove them wrong because he was a Gold Glove finalist at shortstop. All right, so Mookie's 2025 regular season, it was filled with adversity, from getting sick, as Bill mentioned, at the start of the season, losing about 18 pounds, and he's fighting through the worst 4-month stretch of his career. He admitted he had never gone through anything like that, Bill. He admitted he didn't know how to get out of it. For a guy who was so good at everything, he had to cope with overcoming a lot of self-doubt as well in 2025.
Yeah, and he is as hard on himself as anyone. Far more of a doubter than I am. He doubts himself. I don't think he doubts himself, but he criticizes himself and expects so much out of himself. I mean, he once would make the move from Gold Glove right fielder to Gold Glove finalist at shortstop and put in the kind of work that he did to make it happen.
That's what a lot of his teammates have said since he got to the Dodgers is he forgets how good he is. He forgets that he's moved the bats. And sometimes puts in so much work in the cage that he puts himself into a slump. So, him being as humble as he is sometimes works against him in a game that will humble you without even trying.
Yeah, this guy puts in so much work offensively, defensively, if anything, DBs, like you said, he maybe overworks at times on his practice.
No doubt. And there's no way you can doubt that he cares. The care factor is certainly there for him. When he shows up at Dodger Stadium, he immediately has a routine that he goes to work at. And even sometimes after games, he'll stay 2 or 3 hours in the hitting cage.
Wants to be the absolute best every time he walks on the field. With 4 walkouts in 2025, Freddie Freeman led the team in sending the fans home happy. Coming up, TV breaks down Freddie's biggest swing of the year that ended that marathon World Series Game 3.
I really want to be winning gold.
I want to win. It's time to climb the mountain to the top. I'm gonna encourage you to find happiness in who you are. It's your heart. Families, that's your heart. And well, when the trophy ends, I want to see that smile on your face.
You need auto parts? Don't waste time. Rock Auto has all you need on one screen. So there's brands, see customer favorites, ask a friend for advice. Online shopping done right. Celebrating 30 years. Thank you for being part of the ride. Tired of wasting your money on products that just don't work? That's why new Just Pro T2 lets you try before you buy. Just text to claim your complimentary sample of new Jex Coated T2. It's a next generation best operation. Excel's nitric oxide levels skyrocketed in just 3 hours. Feel leaner, stronger, and ready for anything with more energy and drive. Prove it to yourself. Jex C. Get 321, 321. Now we'll also send you a bottle of our newest fat runner, Turbo X, absolutely free.
You'd like to keep your beer perfectly brewed, but she needs all that years. Now there's Vacuum Trim by Bill and Macy. The toner body shaver that trims the hair and vacuums it out. Vacuum trims heavy hair sets to a precision cut style of built-in vacuum captures the hair shavings. It has 22 settings to shape your